What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. How is everybody doing today? We got another high-stakes draft today. I just got finished recording the video I'm going to drop later on today. We have another high-stakes $350 draft. How is everybody doing? We're in here. We're in there like swimwear. Another day, another dollar, another one of these high-stakes leagues. I think we got the 10 spot here, which is really exciting. I'm going to pull up the draft board. On the board, you guys know the deal. You know the drill. How is everybody on this fine, what is it, Sunday afternoon, huh? And that was my timer I set. Because I was cutting it close, man. I literally just recorded the video I'm going to drop after this. And I'm uploading it to YouTube as we're streaming right now. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get done in time. So I set a timer just in case if I went over. But how is everybody? How are we doing? This is a $350 redraft managed league team. It is not best ball. It's going to be third round reversal. It is 6-point passing TD. And we already have 2 picks off the board here. Boom. We're now on the screen. We had McCaffrey and Jefferson go at the 1 and 2 spots here. Again, this is full PPR, 6-point passing TD. Redraft managed league. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. Redraft managed league, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, kicker, defense, 10 bench spots. It's managed, so we're setting a lineup. It's not best ball. And we're out here in these streets. I just got done with the rankings update on I think it was Friday night that we did the rankings update. So we have rankings fresh off the press. That's why we're in here. I have a link in the description, live chat, the comment section down below. If you have a draft coming up, this is a list that I'm bringing into every single one of these drafts with me. My top 200 cheat sheet checkoff list of my player rankings. How are we? But yeah, I'm just pulling up my rankings and stuff. But again, you can find that patreon.com/Ron Stewart. I'm going to be crossing these off, but I'm going to be interacting with chat in a second here, just getting a little bit set up. But we have McCaffrey off the board, Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek over Chase is interesting. Chase, Diggs, Eckler. Very curious to see how this draft goes. I'm actually very excited to be drafting in the back half because, again, this is third round reversal. So we're going to get a really fun pick in that early third round. We got Pionio in here. We got Henry Mudo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Connor Ingram in here. My boy is live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. High stakes over underdog. I might do a high or underdog after this. I'm not sure yet. Wow, Cup lasted a while on this draft board. I'm probably eyeing up Bijan. I'm also eyeing up. I think Kelsey would be pretty cool if he got to 10. I don't think that he will. I'd say my 3 guys I'm looking at are Bijan, Kelsey, and then CeeDee Lamb. I don't know why I said Bijan, but Bijan. You get what I'm saying. Good, I'm doing all right. You said you were DJing at Horseshoe, Nick? I might have to dap you up next time I'm at Horseshoe. But it was fun. We went to Iron Bar. It was actually the first time I've ever been recognized in public. There was a guy there that tunes into streams and stuff that was like, yo, I know you from YouTube. And it was pretty sweet. Pretty cool moment. But yeah, we're drafting to the 10 spot here. How much is 6 point? Oh, man, I would have loved to get Kelsey. So this is just going to be a pretty vanilla CeeDee Lamb here. Nothing really too crazy. Yeah, we'll take CeeDee. That's fine. CeeDee's who is my 10th overall player at this point. But I would have loved Kelsey or Bijan there. It is all good there. We got Tom in here. What's good? CMC at 1. Yeah, CMC at 1 is very weird. And so is, like you said, so is Chase at 4. Boom. I got you. What spot are you drafting in my slime? The 10 spot. We got Brett in here. You said sucks that Billy's at pick 9. Wasowski. I've definitely heard of that name. I imagine he's a Hall of Famer, high roller type guy. I feel like I've seen his name before. We've definitely been in drafts before together. But I do agree. It does kind of suck that he's right next to me. Yes, sir. Turn it up. I'm in here. I'm in here. Wow, that's early for Olave. That's an early Olave. There goes Olave. I'm probably just going to take one of Devontae Adams or Garrett Wilson here on the way back. I do want to pull up on the other screen the ADP. So there goes Devontae Adams. I think this is going to be Garrett Wilson for me. I do. So how much time I got? 44 seconds to figure something out. Just want to pull up ADP real quick. Yeah, so Garrett Wilson goes there. Like, I could take Saquon with Lamb, but I don't think it's the play. I know I get pretty wild with letting the clock drain, I'm going to be honest with you guys. But I think this is a Garrett Wilson pick. Yeah, I'm going to take G-Dub. It's close between him and Saquon, but I'll take G-Dub and we'll kind of lean into wide receivers early here. Especially two, like, fun, good ones as well. And in these 6-point passing TDs, it's kind of good. Like, we have options now to Dak and Aaron Rodgers, two guys that are pretty viable in a 6-point passing TD format. And we get the third-round reversal, so we'll see what comes back to us here. High stakes, yes, sir. You're next. You said your next abilities don't expect value to fall. Let's get some likes going. Yeah, 132 people in here, only 21 likes. Come on. Turn me up. You're saying you would have taken CD? Some people wanted Pollard. I wouldn't go Pollard and CD Lamb. That'd be a lot of investment in one offense early. McCaffrey over Chubb for me, man. Are these just 12-person managed leagues? They're 12-person managed leagues from weeks 1 through 14, and then the top 2 teams from every league advances to a big tournament. Not to brag, but last year we got 5th place in this contest, and we took down like 12.5K. So that's kind of the upside of these, is you have your main 12-person pod, and then a bunch of the buy-ins go towards an overall prize, where first place gets like $250,000, which is pretty nuts. So Saquon goes, Waddle goes, there goes Jalen Hurts. All right, I'm very curious to see what makes it back to us, man. Especially with these QBs going off the board. I have 3 guys that'd be ecstatic if they made it back to our spot, but I kind of doubt they do. There goes Chubb. Went Hero RB this year. You ended up with T-Law, Bijan, Chubb. I'd say that's more double, but looks like a sick team. There goes JT and Chubb. People wanted Pollard. I could see it. So my boy Robinson, the Curry slide at Iron Bar. You'd think so. You said Devontae Adams is going too late. He was wide receiver 2 since week 13 of 2021. Jimmy G was number 5 in long ball accuracy. Carr was number 29. Yeah, I agree. If Devontae made it to me, I would have taken him. I like him as well. Like, Carr's numbers last year's were literally, what am I trying to say? Carr's numbers last year were worse than, like, Jimmy G's career averages. And even then, you'd have to, like, really regress things to get to that spot. Like, where Jimmy G's numbers would get as bad as Carr was last year. All right, so there was Henry, I don't know, I said Kenry, but Henry goes, man, we don't really have any value that's going to fall back to us. Devonta Smith still hanging around. We already have too much T. Higgins. So we really didn't get much value from this third-round reversal. Usually you can get Olave to slip here. I think the 2 guys I'm looking at are probably Devonta Smith and Mark Andrews. I've already taken too many T. Higgins to really like those. But let's see. In terms of ADP, yeah, Devonta Smith's the only second-rounder available. And I don't take a lot of Devonta Smith, but if he gets back to us here, yeah. So he wasn't going to get back to us. Man, like, I taking Olave at 112 really screwed things up. Because Olave is the one that usually falls. So Devonta Smith goes, Derrick Henry before him, Pollard before that. Yeah, I'd say Andrews is the guy I'm looking at. I'm curious to see what 11 does. 11 has a pretty beautiful start at this point. What's it going to be, buddy? And if he goes Andrews, I'll go T. Higgins, but I didn't really want to go T. Higgins. He goes Ramondre. Okay, so we're going to go Andrews here. Yeah, we'll go Andrews. There's nobody that's really, like, clear, like, this would be a good pick. You can make the case for T, but I already have, like, a lot of T. Higgins, to be honest. And I do like me some Andrews. It gives us a stacking option with Lamar, positional advantage, and what could be a potential 0 RB builds here. I don't know. Not super excited about that pick. But I think it was probably a fine pick. It wasn't like a crazy value or anything. I'm curious to see like where's the earliest he's gone in the last week. Andrews. Pick 25. So what's that? 301. Yeah. So people can sometimes get Andrews to fall to like the late third, like early fourth, which is like the only reason you probably take T. Higgins in that spot. But it was tough. I hope this Wasowski fella does not take T. Higgins. He goes Metcalf over T, huh? Sorry, no, my guy threw the AF1s on, cleaned up the beard. Oh, my lord. All right, so there goes T. Man, Bijan Waddle T is pretty sexy. I'll give him that. All right, we'll see what makes it back to us. Damn, we didn't get any crazy value at that third round reversal, but it is what it is. Any reason besides Colt's situation that we're so low on JT? It's pretty much just the trade request. This is what I'm saying too. I took Judy at the 401 on FFPC on Friday or whatever day it was. Yeah, I think it was Friday. People were like, "What are you doing?" Like, Judy's a mid-third on the NFFC. I don't agree with it. I wouldn't take him in the mid-third, but Judy anywhere in the fourth round to me is a good pick, to be honest. Judy in the third round though, not a great pick. Jefferson and Pollard is crazy. Yeah, Jefferson and Pollard is very sweet. So is Chase Taylor. A lot of those teams are looking pretty good. Yeah, run up the likes. I appreciate that, Connor. Slap a like on this stream. We're at 39 likes, but 208 people in here. Come on. You said DJ Moore looked good in preseason. Yeah, he's been all right. Yeah, you said I'm always happy with wide receiver Andrews. Yeah, I'm fine with it as well. Again, I already have. I mean, we're through 7 teams. That would have been my third T. Higgins through 8 drafts, which like isn't a terrible problem. But I'm fine taking Kelsey there, and we don't really have to worry about tight end the rest of the way. We're already kind of lining up a 0 RB-ish build. We'll just see what makes it back to us. Man, dude. Najee in the third round is crazy, dude. Najee in the third round over Breece and Jacobs is crazy to me. Dude, Jalen Warren got a lot of work. Now, it is preseason, but I was even looking back at the data because we're going to put out probably like Tuesday or something. I'm going to put out a sleepers video, or maybe I'll put it out probably Monday. We'll put out a sleepers video. But Jalen Warren almost looks like what Pollard looked like next to Zeke when Zeke was like inefficient and not good. Now, not that Jalen Warren's not going to take over the role and be like the main guy, but Najee Harris won, or he was a good pick in his rookie year because of volume. He had the highest snap share and the highest opportunity share across all running backs in the NFL. The issue is that with Jalen Warren, his passing game usage and just his usage overall is not going to be anywhere near that. Like, it goes from, like, his rookie year, he was like 85-15 in terms of, like, 85% snap share, 85% opportunity share. With Jaylen Warren, that probably gets to more like 60-40, 65-35, and he just isn't an efficient enough back with enough juice to really get there without just, like, the entire backfield to himself. So I've been fading the hell out of, like, third-round Najee. I cannot do, especially in these, like, wide receiver-hungry rooms here. And then on top of that, I think Jaylen Warren's one of the best handcuffs to take right now, especially because we just know when Mike Tomlin, like, you know, when a wide receiver goes down or the main running back goes down, Mike Tomlin gives a lot of touches to that back. We've seen it like D'Angelo Williams, James Conner, across the board pretty much. Where did the underdog $4 buy-in go? All filled up, my boy. I think Hopkins is going to finish lowest, top 8, extremely underrated. I don't know, man. I can't get there on Hopkins. I like Judy in the 4th, but Judy in the 3rd is crazy. You overdrafted Marcus Callaway, and now you'll never draft it again? You'll never watch preseason again? That is very funny. Yeah, especially on like, I don't know what it is, dude. I can do, like, 4th round Najee Harris. That's, like, about where he goes on underdog. But, like, taking Najee over Breece Hall and Josh Jacobs willingly to me, and not only doing that, but doing it in the 3rd round is crazy to me. And I see it in a lot of these leagues. It's a pretty brutal pick, I'd say. But, hey, what do I know? What do I know? What, looking sharp today, Ron? Dude, I still have to shower, and I'm in a plain pink t-shirt, but I appreciate it, man. I told him to take Najee at 16 and underdog. Damn, bro. Judy versus DJ Moore is driving me crazy right now. I can never decide. I still like Judy, but it is close. It's crazy how just after yesterday, DJ Moore over Deebo Samuel is crazy. I would have loved it. If Deebo made it back to us, I would have been all over it. Where does Lamar go in these? Lamar goes early 4th. Lamar's definitely on my mind at this turn, but I might try and push him to 5th. If Burrow and Herbert are still around, I'll try and push him to the 5th, but I don't know if that's going to work. Also, if Breece makes it back, I'll be debating Breece. Breece and Jacobs, I'll be debating if they make it back. I probably shouldn't. I don't know if I have anybody that's in this league in the chat right now. But I'll be looking at London. I'll be looking at... Damn, Lamar went. God damn, bro. Lamar, Jacobs, Breece, London. I was looking at Lamar, but he's gone now. Louis, you said you're stuck in traffic right now? Is this best ball? No, this is a managed league. And then there goes ETN, huh? Over Breece and Jacobs, ETN. Christian Watson went correct. Yeah. Breece is scary, but I mean, like, in the 4th round, man. Like, he's a 3rd pretty much everywhere else. Jacobs is the most underrated, undervalued player. I would love if this Wasowski dude could take him. That'd be sweet, bro. Like, I am so sick and tired of having to take the falling Josh Jacobs every draft. There's a very good chance that at this 410 here, I'm gonna have to be the guy who takes Josh Jacobs again. I keep getting forced to. It's insane. I'm sick of it, quite frankly. What's the earliest you take a QB in your home league? 3rd round. Mahomes, Hurts, Allen. Any of those guys? This is a PPR managed league. Yeah, Olave at the 201 was weird. I thought at the time. It sucks, too, because Olave is one of these guys in 3rd round reversal that can make it back to you. Damn, and there goes Breece, huh? I don't see how Wasowski passes on Jacobs here. But if he does, Jacobs is our pick. And if he doesn't, then we'll take London. That's pretty much where I'm at. If he passes on Jacobs, we'll take Jacobs. I honestly would love for him to take Jacobs. What's it going to be, brother? And he goes Herbert. What is Jacobs' ADP on this site, dude? It's early 4th. I think I'm just going to take London. I'm going to take London, and I'm only going to take Jacobs here if he falls back to us. The thought process there is I already have a lot of Josh Jacobs in these, and if he's going to keep falling into the 4th round, I'm not just going to sit there and take him every time. So London, to me, is a guy I have in the same tier as Christian Watson and Judy, who went in the 3rd round. So give me London there. We already took a tight end, so like Pitts isn't really an option for us. And if Jacobs thinks it's a 51, then our hands are tied and we take Jacobs. At that point, he's a 5th round pick. Oh my lord, 4th round Rachaad White. Bless your heart, my boy. I can't get there, but if he makes it back to us, I'll take him. 5th round Josh Jacobs, I just can't pass up at that point. But if he is gone, we would think about a naked... No, we wouldn't. So if he doesn't make it back to us, I do need to figure out a backup plan. I think that backup plan is probably Terry McLaurin. That backup plan is probably Terry McLaurin and Mike Williams. And Javonte over Rachaad White and Javonte over Josh Jacobs, huh? Yeah, man. This is a $350 draft. And you see some real head-scratching things in here. 412 Javonte, 411 Rachaad White. I don't know, man. And James Cook at 501. Alrighty. Alrighty then. So Rachaad White, James Cook. These are guys. I have Rachaad White and James Cook as guys that I'm looking to draft in the 8th round in the cheat sheet right now in terms of ideal round. I also have Javonte as a guy that I would be drafting in the 7th round. Yeah. I'm never getting any of those guys in these leagues. Alexander Madison. How hilarious, fellas. That 4 running backs just went at that turn, and not a single one of them was Josh Jacobs, fellas. Not a single one of them was Josh Jacobs. And I'm going to snap take Josh Jacobs. I want them to know that that was... 4 running backs go between Drake London and me taking Josh Jacobs. And they're Rachaad White, Javonte Williams, Alexander Madison, and James Cook. Hey, man. I don't know, dude. I wish I had words for what just happened there. Yeah, man, my bad. But here's the thing, dude. No one has all the answers, but I have all the prices. And this is bad business. This is not... Outside of Alexander Madison, none of these guys are getting drafted in the 5th round. And he took him over Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon, too. Like, even if you don't like Josh Jacobs, like, that's crazy to me. Even if you're fading Jacobs, dude, 5th round Josh Jacobs, sue me, bro. Like, I'm taking Josh Jacobs. Like, this is a 0 RB team with Josh Jacobs. The 0 RB video that I posted on Friday, I literally showed a team that was sort of similar to this that went elite tight end early, and took Jacobs in the 6th round in like a 0 RB build and absolutely crushed. Just kind of what we're rocking here. This is why we play the game, dude. $350, dude. I'm telling you. these guys, like these high stakes rooms, it's not because these guys are like sharks and they're super sharp and they know what they're doing. It's just because they have deep pockets, man. That's really all it is. Like that is egregious. This is egregious. And I'm not saying I just won the league. I'm just saying that when you look at the prices of these guys across Underdog, across just like the last 7 days, those are awful prices that they just paid. But hey, what do I know? Maybe all 4 of those guys crush and I look like an idiot. But for my money, that's not how I would spend $350. So Burrow's gone, Herbert's gone. Godwin off the board. So Alexander Madison, Rashad White. I have Alexander Madison, yeah. In my cheat sheet, fellas, again, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. My ideal draft target round for these guys: Madison 7th round, Javonte 7th round, James Cook 8th, Rashad White 8th. Like even Aaron Jones would have been like if you took Aaron Jones or Mixon there, I really wouldn't fault you. Those are guys I'm taking in the 5th round, fine, whatever. But those 4 running backs were pretty crazy. Noting the names of Ben and Vitoni in my notebook of names to seek out to draft with. Man, that's hilarious. You already wasted a pick with Andrews. Dude, what do you know, bro? Mark Andrews is a 3rd-round pick across the board. Taking an elite tight end, like, isn't a bad pick. Like, what would you have rather done here? What would you have rather done, John? Let me know. I'm dying to know how you would have gone differently. Does T. Higgins over Andrews, like, made this team marginally better? At that point, I just have 4 straight wide receivers, like... Yeah, let me just forget about it. Let me just close out of this whole stream because I took Mark Andrews in the 3rd round. Draft's over. Whole thing's done. It's all over. I'll just not set my lineup the entire year out of solidarity. Yeah, Brown and Adams start is pretty sick, too. And we talked about this yesterday, man. People were like, why aren't you in on Pickens? Dude, the hype is out of control. 5-12, 5th, 6th round Pickens... I cannot do. I cannot take him over Ayuk. I cannot take him over JSN. I cannot take him over Tyler Lockett. Like I just cannot do that. That is a really tough price to pay. 5-12 George Pickens, dude. Oh my goodness. 5-12 George Pickens is brutal. Not even, I mean, that just might be where his price settles. I cannot pay that. No, this one isn't tight end premium. The quirk in this league is 3rd round reversal and 6-point passing TD. That's 1.5 for tight ends is your FFPC. And then there goes Akers. Said Fuji's team is stellar. Well, out of the 2 spot? Yeah. That's a solid start. I'll give him that. Probably would have went Debo over D-Hop, though. Probably would have been Debo over D-Hop, but that is solid. Then he goes Kittle in the 6th round. That works. You said, Ron, I created an Underdog account with your code Ron today. Thanks for the deposit match. Of course, man. I appreciate you using it. For anybody that doesn't know, I mean, you have to know at this point, but if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, you can use promo code Ron and they'll match your deposit up to $100. It is a beautiful thing. I have a link in the description. Now, if you just click it, it'll take you right there. And it'll use my promo code and everything. Gabe Davis, huh? Gabe Davis without Josh Allen as well in the 6th round? Okay. I actually just recorded, that's going to drop tonight. I recorded a video about stacks, just like, I get that question all the time. It's like, Ron, like, sure, in these underdog contests and tournaments, Stacking's cool, but why would I ever stack in a home league? So I kind of wanted to break that down. I have not much concern that the wide receiver is going to take anything away from Andrews. Every time that he succeeded, fellas, they've been like bottom 5 in pass attempts. So the wide receivers coming in just makes them pass the ball more. The efficiency is going to be better. Andrews still has one of the highest touchdown ceilings among all tight ends. Like he's if Kelsey, like I don't see that big of a discrepancy between Kelsey and Andrews. Like 2 full rounds, that's a lot. I have Kelsey as like a late first, and I have Andrews as like a late second. If ADP forced me to, I would literally take him at like the 212. So Swift is off the board now. So Kenneth Walker is still hanging around. Kenneth Walker and Dameon Pierce still hanging around, huh? Justin Fields is kind of interesting too. Where does Fields go? He goes 5th round on here. If Fields makes it back, I mean, 7, 8, and 9 all have QBs. It is 6-point passing TD, so like Fields isn't great in this format, but like we'd also get him like a round past his ADP. Like, our wide receiver options are, like, Lockett. Like, I don't think we have to take JSN in the 6th round. I think that there's a chance that I'll be looking at JSN in the 7th. Lockett is an option, but he's also... I don't know. The biggest values in terms of ADP right now are Kenneth Walker and Justin Fields. How do you get Jacobs in the 5th? You tell me, man. I really don't know. I really don't know what happened at that turn. I really don't know. But yeah. What else? What else? Do you ever look at playoff schedules for home leagues? Not really. There goes Kenneth Walker. I was debating him. I think Fields makes the most sense here. Is Deontay Johnson still around? No, he's not. So I'm looking at, like... I don't have a Jaguars pass catcher. Do I really want unstacked Fields in the late 6th? I think it probably is the play. A lot of guys are saying take Fields. No, Walker wouldn't have made it back, but Walker went anyways. I'm curious what Wasowski does here. I really have no clue what he's going to do. Yeah, I agree. I probably have to go Fields as well. I'm curious to see like what's the furthest that he's fallen, Fields. So he goes Mike Evans. What's the furthest that Fields has fallen in one of these? Over the last week. I'm just curious. I'm probably, like, it's going to be Fields regardless. Like, I would say Lockett and JSN are both options, but it doesn't feel like I have to. 38 seconds. All right. The latest he's gone is pick 75, huh? And we're about to get him at pick 70. Pick 75 would be if I let him go around the turn. And these guys at the turn don't have QBs either. So, yeah, I think Fields is the play. Just, he's here too late. I'd like Trevor Lawrence is interesting in a 6-point passing TD, but 6th-round Fields is just pretty rare in these, even in a 6-point passing TD. But I'm fine with that too, because this is like kind of a 0 RB-ish type team. 75. I appreciate that, Henry. So taking him at 70, I think probably made sense. Like it would have been kind of for style points to push him past the turn. I will be pretty upset though. I have like a tier of wide receivers that I was looking at here. There goes T-Law. Good pick. There goes Dallas Goedert. I'm begging this guy to. So I'm thinking between J.K. Dobbins and JSN here. J.K. Dobbins and JSN are the two guys I'm looking at. Looking at JSN or Dobbins. Dobbins has the higher ADP. He goes Tua. Tua in the 7th round without a stack, huh? What do we think between JSN and Dobbins, fellas? We got 42 seconds to decide. Yeah, I think it's probably JSN as well. I think it's probably JSN. I don't want to. I don't want to go. It's pretty funny, but I don't want to stray too far away from wide receiver in this. So yeah, we'll go JSN. 7th round JSN. Things are looking quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah, everybody seems like they're saying JSN. I think that's the right pick as well. I only have one running back so far, but I didn't feel like I had to. But that's perfect. That's perfect. They both took QBs too. I have to imagine that Fields wasn't making it back to us. I have to imagine. Wow, we have 347 people in here. Make sure you leave a like, fellas. Leave a like if you're in here. We got $350 on the line. We started out of the 10 spot here. We started CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Mark Andrews, Drake London, Josh Jacobs, Justin Fields, JSN. I think all of these players have like tops. The furthest, the guy who goes the latest on Underdog is Jackson Smith-Njigba at pick 55, I think. So we through 7 rounds have top 55 players on Underdog. Now, of course, Underdog is a little bit more wide receiver centric, but this is a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, full PPR league. So this is also wide receiver centric. And we're so used to those Underdog rooms. Again, fellas, make sure you check out Underdog Fantasy. It's one of our sponsors, but I always mention it. Like, it really is. Like, we just felt there that, like, JSN, like, shouldn't have been available in the 7th round. Same thing with Josh Jacobs, shouldn't have been there in the 5th round. Like, you just get a feel for these draft rooms a lot more when you do a bunch of those Underdog leagues. So I have a link in the description, and probably will have one in the comment section down below. But if you go to Underdog Fantasy, you're there for the first time, you deposit using promo code RON. They'll match your deposit up to $100. And you can do a bunch of practice drafts for like $3 to $5. All the ADP across all the contests are super sharp, money on the line, 18 plus, 21 plus. And you can just leverage that ADP in your draft room and just get a feel for just like these prices are, I mean, like, to be honest, the Jacobs, Fields, and JSN prices are pretty insane. Miami lives and dies by Tua, which means like you should only take Tua if you have Waddle or Tyreek. That's really the issue. Randy was saying Montgomery. What about Lockett and Metcalf? What about Lockett and Metcalf? Oh, in terms of me taking JSN, I'm just betting that JSN's a good football player. And most teams are running 3 wide receiver sets in the league. The Seahawks will pass a good bit. Like, I'm not really worried about volume. And you're really drafting a profile like that, JSN, to be like a late season Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brandon Ayuk type late season hammer anyways. Like, I'm not really drafting JSN for him to produce right away. I'm drafting him for what he can be for the playoff stretch. Wow, that's early for Quentin Johnston. Some of these dudes you're drafting with are clowns. Look, I get yelled at for calling for being a know-it-all and being very arrogant in these drafts, but again, $350 is not because these guys are like high-stakes pros. It's just because a lot of them have deep pockets and nothing else to do on a Sunday. That's really what it is. Fields is my RB. Not going to lie, I'm maybe Deontay in this format. Either Jason or Dobbins are good, though, too. Deontay went late 5th here. Pittman would have been a bring back to Fields. Nah, I don't think so. When I say bring back, I'm talking week 17. And Fields plays Atlanta. So actually Drake London's a bring back on Justin Fields. Not on purpose, but it is a pretty cool thing there. But I kind of love this team, fellas. We have elite QB, elite tight ends, pretty stacked wide receiver room. Jacobs in there. Like, I don't know where the weakness is right now. Waller's crazy in the fourth. Yeah, he is. Wow, dude, like the preseason hype is very much real in here, fellas. Like, it's crazy. Zach Charbonnet in the 8th. I love Charbonnet, and I've been taking him a lot in, like, the 10th, 9th, but 8th is a little bit rich. A little bit rich. Sky Moore in the 8th. I also can't get there. Kadarius Toney, too. It came out that Elijah Moore's thing was negative, right? Like, he's fine. That's what it seemed like. Damn, I knew that there was probably no chance to make it back to us, but I was hoping for Jordan Addison there. So Kirk Cousins is gone, Tua is gone. I've been slacking on crossing off the QBs. Deshaun's gone, Kirk, Tua, Lawrence. Okay. Did I get Charbonnet? By the way, I'm just like, when I'm saying names out loud, I guess it's good for the audio listeners. Again, I post all of these on the podcast feed, which you can find in the description. But I'm literally just crossing off these players on my cheat sheet that you can find on the Patreon. It has my target rounds for everybody. Like, and pretty much the ideal round or the target rounds on this cheat sheet is just like, if I look up and I draft a player in this round, I feel fine about it. It's pretty much my logic. I have one wide receiver I want really bad, but I don't think he makes it back to us. I'm going to debate heavily Elijah Moore here, though, if he gets it back to us. Treylon Burks. We got a super chat from Hatful that I'm going to get to in a second here. Damn, that's such a good pick from Wasowski, dude. I think this has to be Elijah Moore. We're not worried about Elijah Moore, right? Because I'm looking at Elijah Moore. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, James Conner's kind of... Or no, James Conner went. Thank God he did. I would have been thinking about James Conner there. Elijah Moore's been like a 7th round pick. Yeah, I'm going to take Elijah Moore. I don't know that you guys are going to like the Elijah Moore pick because he had that, like, complication, but I'm pretty excited. Like, dude, he was getting used out of the backfield. Like, he was almost getting used as, like, a damn near, like the passing down back in that game, which is really interesting. Like, I had never thought about that possibility, but there's a chance that, like, if they come out on a passing down with, like, out of shotgun and, like, 12 personnel with, like, 2 tight ends, Amari and DPJ on the outside, like, they could line up Elijah Moore in the backfield as, like, a receiving back out of 12 personnel. And then if they wanted to, they could, like, motion him out on, like, a Texas route or, like, just keep him in on a Texas route. Like, you saw a lot of that with, like, Christian Kirk last year, which was fun. All right, so we took Elijah Moore there. I was fine with him there. So we had a super chat from Mike Hatful here. You're my boy. What do we got? Smash JSN. Been trying to explain to my buddies your logic. Don't draft a running back because you feel like you have to. Smashing them in my home leagues. Nah, I feel you. It's really tough for people to let go of that. Joe Dose hit the like. It helps Ron out. Thank you, man. Yeah, leave a like button. It helps the way out a ton. Truly, truly. I don't love Michael Thomas. Yeah, exactly. I was eyeing up Dotson the entire time. I knew that he'd probably snag him. If he gets back to us, I'm taking Flowers. Damn it. Of course. Man, I don't have a pick here. Rashad Bateman is like my highest ranked player, but Rashad Bateman is like a 10th round pick on here. So it's a 9th round. Michael Thomas or Brandon Cooks are kind of what it comes down to me for me. We already have Lamb, and I know it's like stacking pass catchers together doesn't really do anything for me. So I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go Thomas. And I'm looking at everything. I don't want Pacheco. Doesn't really do it for me, man. Pacheco, like 9th round Pacheco's fine. I'm going to go Michael Thomas, I think. 9th round, Michael Thomas. Pacheco was interesting there. Like, Pacheco was interesting. People are saying Brandon Cooks, like... I think it was interesting between the two. I could have gone with a running back there. Like, Pacheco was interesting, dude, but, like... I don't know. I just... Pacheco is bad. Just doesn't feel good. And then, of course, Wasowski takes Cooks immediately. I have Michael Thomas and Brandon Cooks like back to back. Really, what it came down to is we already had Lamb. If we're not setting up a Dak stack, then I don't really want CD and Cooks. Because we're gonna hammer the hell out of running backs very soon here. But yeah, I don't know. Would you guys have rather have gone Pacheco there in the 9th? I just don't love Pacheco. He was my highest ranked running back, though. Like, I could have seen the case for Pacheco. And somebody started smashing the table for it. You only start so many receivers, bro. That's the story of my life, man. The story of my life. The fact that Wasowski didn't, and I may be butchering this guy's last name. Henry, let me know, like, Wasowski, am I saying that right? I hope I'm not, like, I might be saying that pretty screwed up. But the fact that Wasowski didn't take Pacheco and he stuck with Cooks there too, I think is a good sign. Also, fellas, make sure that you're make sure you guys are all caught up. Like I would put it in the speed, the playback speed on like 2x, or like make sure you click live. I think some of you guys are like very far behind. Because I see some people like rolling in late. Damn, there goes Bateman. Okay, so maybe I should have taken Bateman. But I'm fine with that. I didn't really think, again, because we don't have Lamar. In a managed league, if I don't have the QB, I don't really feel the need to stack pass catchers together. Like, to me and Homely's, like, I made the video today that's going to come out after this video, or after this stream. Like, I'm really only hunting down those type of stacks in best ball. Like, I only really am worried about stacks just in terms of like stacking with my quarterback. But we're going to start hammering out running backs very soon here. What's the plan at RB for this draft now? Just throw quantity at it. We're treating Jacobs as like our hero RB. And from like the 10th round on, we're just going to take a ton of running backs. We probably need like one more wide receiver the rest of the draft in this build. And we don't need another tight end. We don't need another quarterback. Like I'm telling you, like we can take like 7 straight running backs here if we want to. Brian Robinson, Algier's gone. Is Penny still on the board? Did I miss Penny? Penny is on the board. I doubt he makes it past Wasowski, but I would love him if he got back to us. So there's Dylan, P. Ryan gone, B-Rob. I have 3 running backs I'm eyeing up. I don't feel good about all of them getting back to us. Actually, I have more like 2 running backs I'm eyeing up. We had a super chat in here from Zachary. Can you give me advice, Superflex Dynasty Startup? Where should I be taking tight ends? Would this make Pitts and Andrews first and second rounders? To 2 tight end league? Yeah, Andrews and Pitts are probably guys that you could justify around like the 11 or 12 spot, like the 1-2 turn. I have an underdog code? I do. Underdog code Ron. There goes Jerick McKinnon. I have 2 running backs that I really like. 1, 2, 3, 4 picks for them to fall back to us. I don't have high hopes. Damn. Okay, so there was one of them. I have 1 running back that I'd be really psyched about getting back to us. Yeah, maybe that Thomas pick should have been Pacheco. I don't hate that call. I have 1 singular running back in mind, and if he's gone when we're on the clock, then I'm going to be sort of scrambling. What does the ADPs look like right now? He goes, Jacoby Myers. What do you got, Wasowski? Please. There's 1 singular player I want very bad that I'm very scared that he takes here. Oh, fucking course, man. All right. All right. We have been shafted on that. All right. That's not good. Oh, that's not good. All right, so I don't like him at all, but we're going to have to take Jamal Williams here. I don't think there's any other pick that really makes sense. I don't like Jamal Williams at all, but he's like a 9th round pick. We got him past ADP. I wanted him so bad. Yeah, that should have been Pacheco. That should have been Pacheco over Michael Thomas. We got screwed there. There goes Damian Harris. Oh, damn, you guys can see. I think Williams is a fine play, but we'll see. Yeah, we got screwed there. I tried to probably get too cute there. Pacheco and I don't even know who I would have really taken in round 10. Maybe like Jamison Williams. But yeah, that's not great. I'm probably gonna take Elijah Mitchell, but if Mitchell goes here, then I probably will take Tank Bigsby. Damn, Pacheco is probably the play. But I'm fine with this. I don't think it's the end of the world. There goes Njoku. All right, so we are going to go Elijah Mitchell. Now it's time. We're just going to hammer the hell out of running backs. I know people are saying Tank Bigsby. I like Mitchell over Tank. I'm not running another NFFC draft. Yeah, I got too cute. I thought I could get back on this at this 10 spot. I thought I could get A-Chain, Penny, Pacheco, Dillon, Pirine. One of those to come back. But yeah, in a 0 RB build, you probably just have to take that falling value in the 9th round. It is a good lesson. It is a good lesson, but I also don't think that this team's dead by a long shot, to be honest. We're just going to keep hammering running backs. You said you ended up with Jacobs in the 5th? Yeah, Jacobs fell way too far in this draft. We're probably done at wide receiver now. Dude, you guys act like players don't have bye weeks. Like, I'm starting wide receivers through the flex. This is 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. So these 3 wide receivers are all getting started. JSN's not starting week 1. And then my flex options are Elijah Moore and Michael Thomas. Like, I don't think that that's all that outlandish to have 2 wide receiver options at flex. You know? Like, in my rankings, I have Michael Thomas over Pacheco. But they are in the same tier. Like, Pacheco is probably the play there. Just given that Pacheco is he's like an 8th rounder in ADP. But, yeah, it's tough. I mean, in another world, we get A-Chain to come back to us, and I wouldn't even be really pissed off at all. Like, I have A-Chain not that far off, like a guy like Pacheco. And this is a tournament where I'm trying to win $250,000 up top. I'm trying to build a super team. So sometimes I will dance on the edge and try to get one of these running backs to fall after Michael Thomas just to build out a super team. Because if we took, like I guess in theory we could have gone Pacheco, Jamal Williams, came back around and went like Jamison Williams. But that wouldn't feel all that great. And in these 0 RB teams, you have to make sure that your wide receivers are really strong. Michael Thomas is getting some buzz. He might go up draft boards. I don't mind the idea of betting on this like Saints offense. I don't know. Again, perfect world we take Pacheco there, but I don't think it's a death sentence. Khalil Herbert's already gone. I know some people. I got a super chat in here. Oh, my bad. Like, I hate to be that guy. I do appreciate the super chats, fellas. But like when I'm drafting in these, it's hard to keep up with them. Team Happy Yard, second pick. What do you suggest is the best strategy from this spot? I don't really go into it. Wow, 2 defenses at that turn is pretty crazy. But I don't really go into a draft being like, okay, I'm drafting in the 2 spot. Here's gonna be my strategy. I just honestly take the best players first in the first few rounds and kind of model things after that. But in an ideal world, in a 10 team, I go like Chase Pollard and kind of do like a hero RB build where I took like my RB in the 2nd round. But yeah. Does your Patreon rankings account for 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league? Sort of, but then also no. I would say the rankings are pretty much the same for what I would use there. It's just up to you to stop drafting wide receivers once you get to wide receivers through your flex plus like 1 in the first 10 rounds. Then even if I have wide receivers ranked over, you should chill out. Damn, I would have loved if Warren made it back. I cannot make in-season trades with this team. Yeah, we got Jacobs crazy late. Yeah, I've been getting sniped. I've been getting sniped left and right, but it's all good. It's the nature of the beast. Of course, Wasowski went. Tank Bigsby right after me. Kinnon's gone. Algier's gone. Not really even keeping up with what running backs, or not running backs, but what wide receivers are even available. Is this too early for Gainwell, do you guys think? If Gainwell makes it back to me in the 12th, are we thinking Gainwell maybe? Chase Brown off the board. That feels early for Chase Brown. So Chase Brown off the board. Spears, Brown, Mitchell, Roschon, Damian Harris. Yeah. I like Kendre, but I don't really want him and Jamal Williams. Damn it, dude. Of course Kenneth Gainwell goes. Yeah, I think I will go Kendre Miller. If he makes it to us right here, I will go Kendre Miller. Even though we already have Jamal Williams, I don't like. They're both 10+ round picks. You know, it's not really putting my eggs in one basket kind of thing. Gainwell would have been the pick for me if he made it back to me. James Cook is not available. I don't know how James Cook would be available. Oh, you guys are probably talking to somebody in the chat. That's my bad. My bad. I know Kendre has a knee sprain, but like I'm not all that concerned. And we're also in a spot where like running back is just dried up completely. Like let's see. Like who's even the best, who's the top guys available right now? Rashee Rice just went. Geno, Goff, Rodgers, Rust. Let's just look at flex. Like Zay Jones, Komet. Foreman, Kendre. Yeah, I probably will just go Kendre, man. So Rashee Rice goes there. I know Kendre Miller has a knee sprain, but like I'm kind of fine just taking on that uncertainty. We really think Singletary is the play. All right, I don't like Singletary, but actually, let's go Foreman. I do like me some Foreman. 12th round Foreman doesn't go crazy. But yeah, I mean, all of these just have to be running backs. Singletary makes it back. We'll maybe take Singletary. Singletary's tough, man. I think there's a very good chance that, what's his name is the pass catcher. I think Dameon Pierce might just be the 3-down guy, but I don't know. We'll see. I let Kendre slip. Or no, I shouldn't have taken Foreman. That was dumb. Because his Team 12 guy already has a Chicago running back, I should have dared him to take both. It goes Adam Thielen. If he comes back, I'll take Singletary. I do, yeah, Kendre Miller's knee is sketchy. I kind of want to see if people get scared off of him, and if they try and push him. If Singletary makes it back, we'll take Singletary here. I would have loved Gainwell, but yeah, if Singletary comes back, we'll take him. What's it going to be, Team 11? All right, we could take Singletary here. Okay, sweet. We'll take Singletary. I think the play is to see if we can get Kendre to fall, because we already have what's his name? We already have Jamal Williams. We don't necessarily need Kendre Miller, but if we get him and like at this 14th round price, people are that scared off of the injury, then that's where we'll take Kendre. H doesn't pan out for old boy like that. Got his guy. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not taking Zamir White. Yeah, that was dumb. Like I think in my head I got it screwed up. But yeah, that was my thought process. I was in my head I was like, okay, I'll take this running back. Both of them have Bears running backs on the way around, and of course I take the Bears running back. So in a perfect world, I'd take Singletary and get Foreman to come back, but we got very lucky that it didn't matter. But that was poor strategy at the turn from me. My favorite part of the stream is when Ron got triggered by the Mark Andrews comment. I just can't stand when people are like, oh, the draft sucks. Like, you took Andrews here. It's like, that's his ADP. Taking an elite tight end, like, is fine there. And we went, like, 0 RB here, and you want an elite tight end in that build. And you can see, like, and Foreman, I think, makes a lot of sense, too, just in terms of getting that stack to Fields. Like, he's one of the few, like, I think Foreman's one of the few guys, or actually, Fields is one of the few guys that it's, like, a good play to stack Fields with a running back, if that makes sense. Most are gone. We'll definitely be eyeing up Jeff Wilson on the way back. Samir White, Kareem Hunt gone. Man, I wish we got A-Chain to come back. You said just tuning in. Can I get a recap, big guy? Sure, man. We started at the 10 spot. This is a redraft managed league, $350. Full PPR, 6-point passing TD. That's why Fields fell a bit, but I still feel like 6 rounds was ridiculous for him. But it is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex spot, kicker defense, 10 bench spots, full PPR, managed league, no trades, but there are waivers and start-sit decisions. It's not best ball. I know that's like a lot that I just said there, but bear with me. I think we really might see Kendre Miller really slip here. You said you pair him up yourself sometimes? Okay, so yeah, I got lucky regardless. Like, it was fine. Might be time for defense. Maybe. Pacheco, yeah, I should. Pacheco was the pick. But I wouldn't agree with you if A-Chain got back to me. We got sniped. Like, I would take Thomas and A-Chain over Pacheco and Jamison Williams all day. Like, that was the 2v2. But, you know, again, like, I'm trying to build super teams. I'm pushing the edge, but like, we're still hammering the hell out of running backs here. Like, I think we're gonna be all right. Jamal Williams, we can literally start week 1. We have a ton of upside with these other guys. We're going to draft, like, literally a billion more running backs, too. Like, what, we have 1, 2. Like, I don't feel a need to take a backup tight end or a need to take a backup quarterback in this setup. Like, 1, 2. Like, I could maybe take 1 more wide receiver if I, like, absolutely needed to. And the only wide receivers I think are really worth taking for me would be Hyatt, Mingo, and Mims. Like, those are the only 3, and Jaden Reed. Those are the only 4. Like, I think rookies with upside is worth taking swings on late, but I don't know I have to do that anytime soon with them. You know what I mean? But we'll see what running backs get back to us. Jerome Ford goes, okay. Man, game 1 would have been really fun if he got back to us. I have to think Wasowski would have gone with him, though. See Andrews beating out Kelsey this year? Me too, man. It wouldn't be crazy. You said Team 9 won't pass on Kendre? We'll see. I think people are going to really be scared of this Kendre injury. Let me see if there's any Kendre takes on Twitter right now. I imagine there are. Let me see. So let's look up Kendre Miller. I'm curious if any of the Twitter doctors I follow have given a take on Kendre. Oh, we got Jesse.
We just saw an update from multiple sources that the Saints running back Kendre Miller, he unfortunately suffered a knee sprain today. I expect him to undergo an MRI likely either today or tomorrow to determine the extent of this. Now, we don't know if this is the same knee as his previous MCL sprain that required surgery, or if this is the other knee. Again, I didn't have a chance to check the video, so we don't have much clarity, but there's a couple of different varieties here. We could have a mild knee sprain.
I didn't really get much from that. Apparently he's just getting an MRI to get the severity. They're not sure if it's the same one that bothered him in college. Huh. So that doesn't really do much for me. It says initial belief. Okay, so Nick Underhill. Nick Underhill, one of these Saints guys, says initial belief is that Kendre Miller avoided a major injury, which is a good thing, but we'll know for sure after further testing. My bad. Was that whack? Was that whack to put it to the mic? And I felt like maybe you guys would enjoy the insight. I don't know. But yeah, if we get this discount on Miller, I'll take him here. All right, so let's see what gets back to us here. This is all kinds of content copyright violation. No shot, dude. I do not. I don't agree with the notion that like Kenneth Gainwell, like because Kenneth Gainwell didn't suit up for the preseason game yesterday or whatever, that he's like somehow like a way better pick. If you like a way better pick than, you know what I'm trying to say. That like he's gonna be the main back. Like in my eyes, he just already played on the Eagles, so he doesn't have to play in the preseason because he already knows what he's doing. Like it makes sense to put Swift and Penny out there just to run plays and take carries and all of that. Like it's just kind of a not a seniority thing, but I don't think that was them saying that Kenneth Gainwell is the RB1. You know. Oh, I do love the I do love a Ty Chandler pick at some point here. Ty Chandler will be a good pick. So let's think. In terms of the running backs we'll have available on the way back here are going to be Zeke, Hubbard, and Jeff Wilson are kind of on top of Kendre. So Kendre, Zeke, Jeff Wilson, Chuba Hubbard are Chuba Hubbard just go there? Yep. What's it going to be, Wasowski? What's it going to be, my boy? I know the RBs are bad. It's a 0 RB team. It's kind of the point. All right, so we're going to kind of sprint and take Kendre here. And we'll take one of Zeke or Wilson if either make it back to us, I think. Now, I know that Kendrick Miller just got hurt, but I'm fine betting on 2 of the Saints running backs in that backfield and seeing if I can hit on one of them. Wow, okay, so I can't take Clyde in this room. $14th round Marshall, yeah. That's pretty crazy. After a Van Jefferson pick, too. I'm going to put my head up here, I think. I don't know. I'm running out of room. I'm running out of room. All right, yeah, so we'll just do that. So Alec Pierce is gone. I took Kendre Miller. Hubbard went. Fournette and Zeke are both hanging around. Ty Chandler, that was a great Ty Chandler pick. Yeah, exactly. Boston Scott not dressing tells us all we need to know. Like, Boston Scott is not the RB2, you know? Oh, you said RBs are so sad. I don't know what you mean by that. All right, and then we're going to go with Jeff Wilson. Dude, I think we're kind of recovering the running back room here. I told you guys. I told you. After that Thomas pick, like, we're going to take all the running backs possible. You said you don't hate your running backs considering you almost got locked out. Yeah, I mean, we were one pick away from getting A-Chain to come back, and A-Chain and Pacheco, to me, are, like, in similar areas. So, yeah, we got unlucky there. Wisconsin takes another rookie wide receiver. I'm telling you, a lot of the sharp guys are in on these rookie wide receivers. I love Mingo myself. It's just, we just don't have the luxury to take a rookie wide receiver right now. I don't know that we will for the rest of the draft. I think we might have to. I mean, we have two more picks to make, or no, we have 3 more picks to make until it is kicker defense time. And so we have 3 more picks to make. Probably at least 2 of them need to be running back. How do we feel about the running back? So I mean, like Jeff Wilson, like 14th round. Kendre Miller's ADP is 12th round in this. I know he just sprained his knee, but we got him at like a pretty sweet discount there. And then we also got like Singletary, Foreman. Like we're throwing a lot of quantity at running back. I think somebody will get out there. You said A-Rich fell. Oh yeah, dude. 14th round, Anthony Richardson. That is far. I probably should be on top of everything else that's going on, but I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping on my check sheet or checklist just because like I'm really only looking at the running backs right now. Like I don't think. Yeah, I mean Richardson wasn't. If Richardson made it back to me, like I probably still wouldn't have taken him. I don't know. You said, does Michael Carter have any appeal? Not really, man. I think of the backups, I prefer Abinaconda. To be honest, I'd probably go Abinaconda, Michael Carter, Bam Knight, but it is really close between all of them. Yeah, Ty Chandler would have been really sweet, but I don't think, like, I probably still would have gone Jeff Wilson over Ty Chandler, and then he probably was never going to make it back there. Yeah, exactly. We can start Jamal Williams for the first 3 weeks, like, especially if, like, Kendra has an issue and then Kamara's going to be suspended. We're going to have a pretty sweet running back in Jamal Williams for, like, 3 weeks. And even by the time Kamara comes back, Jamal Williams might still be startable. On top of that, it buys us some time to find something off waivers, buys us some time to see if, like, a McCaffrey injury happens or a Damian Pierce. Obviously, we don't root for injuries, but it does help us out. Jeff Wilson's even a guy that, like, could be startable all year. So I'm pretty pumped on this team. But yeah, I don't know. Wasowski is somebody who's, like, really good in these streets. He plays a lot of volume. I think that he might be a Hall of Famer, Henry. I'm not sure. Something like that. I've joked about it before, but I do think it would be cool. I want to be the youngest Hall of Famer on NFFC, or NFC, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a nerdy thing because it's like nobody, I couldn't tell you who the Hall of Fame, like, obviously I know Chad Schroeder, but outside of that, I couldn't tell you any of the other Hall of Famers, but I do think it would be cool. I don't see any RB on the Eagles being on the field for more than 3 plays at a time. I don't know. Don't forget Lions kicker, and if he bricks week 1, you can still switch. Yep. Good call. Good call. Said you are a 0 RB team that randomly also has Josh Jacobs. Yeah, exactly. Ron, you think Kincaid is worth holding even if I already have Andrews? In what format? Like, what do you mean holding? I miss a day of stream. I'm a fraud. Here's the thing, dude. I'm gonna always be out here as long as you see that it's August and I see that light in the sky. It's not a call for help, but it's a warning. I see August and I turn on the mic. I turn on the camera and say, I'm out here. I am August. So Jamal Williams ended up being a great pick. I like the Kendra stack. Kamal will be great for the first 3 weeks at least. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're doing all right here. The Michael Thomas pick didn't feel great, but it seems like he's getting some preseason hype. He could go up draft boards. I can't feel a ton of regret knowing that Wasowski, this guy here, he's a Hall of Famer. He's really good. He tried to do the exact same thing. He was light at running back, and he took Cooks pushing these running backs and he could get them to come back around. Like, he didn't even jump on Pacheco. So we did the same thing where I have Michael Thomas and Cooks is like the same sort of wide receiver. I like Cooks and would have gone Cooks in a vacuum, but we already had Lamb, and I don't really want 2 pass catchers on the same team without the quarterback stack. We tried to do the same thing. He got the last running back in a tier. We got Jamal Williams. Like, and necessarily, Jamal Williams is probably fine and in that same tier, just not how I view him, if you will. But people definitely like Jamal Williams. You're saying Kendra Miller sucks. He's small and unimaginative. Master Samurai, I really wonder what the hell you mean by that. Like, what the hell does that mean, dude? Jones with back-to-back defenses and 3 quarterbacks has entered the notebook. I might have to hit you up for the list of names there to be looking for. Exactly. Get out of here. Relative athletic score? No. Ron August Stewart. In redraft 12-man, is 0 RB a good option? Depends on how many wide receivers and flex spots you have, but it's a good curveball to change things up is what I would call it. There goes Evan Hull. Okay, so I should really be focusing on what running back's making it back to us here. If he gets there, we're going to take Ezekiel Elliott, which is pretty funny. If he gets there, we will take Ezekiel Elliott, but I don't know that he will. So we took Jeff Wilson. Fournette's gone. I'm looking at Zeke. If not Zeke, I like Deneric Prince. Zeke, Deneric Prince are some of the options I like here. Did I miss Deneric Prince? Did he go? No, he didn't. Okay. So there's Deneric Prince. He's interesting. Damn it, dude. Wasowski took Zeke from me, bro. Huh. I think we're going to take 16th round Deneric Prince then. I don't really even like Deneric Prince. But he has been going pretty early in these. Yeah, we're going to go Deneric Prince here. Sadly, Zeke went. I would have loved it. That is the case. Like, that is the beauty of fantasy, fellas. If my RB1 goes down, I'm in trouble. Wasowski here. If Saquon goes down, he's in trouble. If Kelsey goes down, he's in trouble. You know, if your early round pick goes down, you are in trouble. But I'd rather not plan for trouble, because then you're planning for fail. And if you draft so that you are not in trouble if your best player goes down. If you're drafting for the scenario where your best player goes down, you're not drafting to win first place. It's kind of what I would break it down as. You have London over Mike Williams and Rangus, or are you trying to diversify? I have Drake London over Mike Williams, even though I know you don't like Drake London at all. But in the late fourth, I'm fine with Drake London. I do think that he's a good player. 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. I would not go 0 RB. I think Daniel Jones cracks top 8. I'm not sure. I wanted Zeke bad, man. We got sniped by Billy. Yeah, I don't think Billy's watching the stream either. I think he's just a sharp drafter, and we're on the same page. You sound like a virgin, brah. You're the one tuning into my stream, my guy. Like, you are watching me draft a fantasy football team. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this is... Dude, I'm trying to snipe Wasowski here. He keeps taking these rookie wide receivers. We're taking Jaden Reed on him. I hope that he was looking at Jaden Reed. I hope that this burns, brother. I really do. That was a spiteful pick, because I think that that's who Wasowski was looking at there. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. Okay, so he was looking at defense. Maybe Jaden Reed wasn't even on his damn radar. But I was fine making that pick. Like, I was always planning to take one more wide receiver there. And I didn't really like any of the running backs that were hanging around. Like, again, I would have taken Zeke and Deneric Prince there if Zeke came back to us. I'm trying to think. Yeah, bro literally is named Gilbert. I mean, I'm named Ronald. My name's not much better, but Gilbert is tough. Like, the next running back in ADP is Michael Carter, Cordarrelle Patterson, Dwayne McBride. You said I should have grabbed Carr. I guess I could have grabbed Carr. Waivers aren't that scarce in these. Like, Kyler's still hanging around. Like, I guess I could take a quarterback. I don't feel a ton of pressure to take a quarterback, though. I don't. A lot of times you can find decent backups here. Or just guys off waivers. Who do we like? I need some running back recommendations. Carter. Like, I don't like Carter. I guess Cordarrelle's kind of interesting. Deuce Vaughn's been getting some hype. Malik Davis. Actually, I really like a Malik Davis pick if we could get him. I'll put Malik Davis at the top of the queue. I do like Keontae Ingram. Do any of these other running backs stick out? Dearness Johnson, Kyron Williams, Kenny McIntosh, Spiller. I guess, did Spiller had like a decent run today? Or like yesterday? I guess I'll put Spiller up there. Anything work for us? So like Atlanta on the other side of our field stuff. Baltimore, Miami. Do we like Evans? Like, I don't love Evans. Yeah, just throw all of your late round flyers out. I guess Latavius Murray's been getting some buzz too. Latavius Murray, I think, is kind of interesting. Not that excited about any of these other guys, though. Kene Nwangwu apparently is interesting, but I don't really buy that he's getting looks over Whoa. 2024 rookie draft class Blake Corum is in the player pool. He's not even in the NFL yet. All right, so I'm done starring players. We have more than enough. More than enough. How would I rank Higgins, Amon-Ra, Smith? Amon-Ra, big tier gap to the other two, and I don't really have a big preference there. 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Are you going wide receiver, or running back, wide receiver? It's really like early rounds. It's really just whoever's the best player is on the board. Ron is a good nickname. What can you call Gilbert? Gilly? Gilworth? Ron is a good nickname, but Ronald is freaking brutal, man. Ronald is brutal. We got Brock in here. What's going on? What's good, Brock? I heard you're a baseball guru. Yeah, I'm a baseball guru of sorts. You know, I've drafted Matt Olson. It's so funny, dude. That one team I posted on Twitter has Matt Olson, and I don't know who he is. Like Ronald, dude. Like, I hate to say it, fellas. Like, my birth certificate, my driver's license says Ronald, and it's a pretty brutal name, bro. Like, the only dudes with the name Ronald are, like, over the age of 65. Michael Carter's the third down back if Hall goes down. Maybe I should look at Michael Carter. You said you thought Spiller looked great. McDavis can get more RB burn. Deuce going to be returning, though. Keontae Ingram. Yeah, I think Malik Davis is who I'm looking at. I think Malik Davis is who I'll get if he makes it back to us. 0 RB or hero this year? Probably hero for me. I think that this is a tough year to do 0 RB, but in these drafts when people overthink and go Rashad White, Javonte, James Cook, Alexander Madison over Josh Jacobs, like, you can get pretty nice with the 0 RB teams here. You gonna do a best ball draft after this? Yeah, why not? We'll do a BBM after this. I will say, I just keep looking over because I got Winnie in the background. I'm not sure if she has to go out yet or something, but you played against Deuce Vaughn and Isaiah Spiller in high school, huh? I imagine those are Texas guys, right? Deuce Vaughn, I think, was a Texas kid. Drake or Deuce. Mr. August, at your service, my boy. You got pick 11 in your home league, and I'm pumped. Start with probably Bijan, Diggs, Devontae, CD, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, 11 is a nice spot in a home league because you might get like Chubb and Saquon to go in the first round and get some guys to fall to you. Man, somebody take Hyatt. I'm telling you, I think Wasowski takes Hyatt if given the opportunity to here. Ronald McDonald, yeah, that's the issue, man. I used to get hit with that all the time, bro. That is fair. That is fair. Ronald Acuna. I don't know if this is whack to say it. Like, there's no white Ronalds that are cool. Not that I need a white role model, but like I remember growing up, like looking up like Ronald or Ronnie, and all you get is Ronnie Coleman. I remember, like, I've been known about Ronnie Coleman just because, like, he was the only celebrity with the name Ron that I knew of. But he's cool enough and big enough to get away with it, and it's fine. Dude, when I was a kid, bro, the Ronald McDonald jokes on the playground, bro, had me down bad, bro. Had me down bad, bro. He goes, John Mechie. That's a good pick. All right, so we have so many, or no, this has to be, let's go Malik Davis here. Let's go Malik Davis. Now we are done with everything else. Ron Burgundy, that's a good one. Ronald Reagan, god damn it, dude. He's like freaking a billion years old, man. Jersey Shore, Ron. Yeah, there's like, yeah, I guess that works, but not, he sucks. You play with Roshan Johnson in high school. That's cool. You said I'm usually late to streams, but I watch the vids religiously. Keep killing it. I'm out. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ron Weasley. Yeah, Ron Weasley is. Dude, Ron Weasley, like, that was it, dude. On the playground, it was Ron Weasley. It was Ronald McDonald. It was Stewie. It's like got free Happy Meals for life. You'd think so, bro. You truly would think so. It just doesn't work that. Did not work out that way. Any Superflex content soon? Maybe, but probably not. I know I get questions about it all the time, man, but it's just such a niche format that not a lot of guys play. Like, and I don't like the thing about Superflex is that I don't play it either. So like, if I was to give advice on it and stuff, like it's not really great, I guess. Also, I've heard Subvertodown has his rankings up now, so we got to pull that up for defensive kicker. Anybody have a defense kicker recommendation? Washington's not around. Kickers are pretty bad right now too, so I don't really have anything that looks good. Jaguars defense around? I think so. So Jaguars defense is interesting. No, Jaguars defense is not around. So we got to think about this. Younghoe Koo around. Atlanta. No. Younghoe Koo. Carlson is gone. Matt Gay for the Colts. We'll probably take a defense here. Henry swoop in with a kicker defense recommendation. I got nothing. Let's see. Ravens, Jaguars, Niners, Bills, Bengals, Eagles. Are the Bengals around? I'm going to take Bengals defense if given the opportunity to here. Like, yeah, the Jaguars aren't around. Bengals have a good... The Bengals are going to be playing in Cleveland. I mean, like, I'm not crazy about any of these kickers. So I think I'm going to go Bengals. I'm not really crazy about the Steelers. Steelers versus 49ers. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at. Subvertodown had the Bengals as a hold and like a decent play for week 1 is kind of just what I was like basing any of that on. And it seems like the Bengals are startable through the first 3 weeks as well. Let me look. What am I looking for? Yeah, like, let me see the Bengals schedule. Like, they play the Browns. I guess the Ravens I'm not that excited about, but then the Rams, then the Titans, then the Cardinals. Like, 4 of their first 5 games are, like, pretty favorable. Yeah, you said the Cowboys are the best defense in the NFL. Yeah, they're gone, but it's also something I forgot about too. Like, don't they have damn it, Denver's a pretty damn good call for defense too. Yeah, Denver's a great call. But the Cowboys defense, you forget, didn't they get Stephon Gilmore too? Like, that's a pretty crazy addition. Brock, are you in here? Brock, one of the big pressure points in this draft was, and I'm curious what you think about it, was we took Michael Thomas at this 9 spot. I wanted Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers got sniped. At this point, we had 1 running back. We had wide receivers through our flex, +1 and Elijah Moore. I was debating pretty much on the clock, Michael Thomas, Brandon Cooks, Rashad Bateman, or a falling Isaiah Pacheco. We passed on a falling Pacheco thinking that one of, like, Penny, Dillon, or like A-Chain makes it back to us, we get sniped on the first pick before we're up here. And I was tilting pretty hard. But like if let's say we took Pacheco here, like the 2v2 is pretty much Michael Thomas and Jamal Williams versus like Pacheco and like Jamison Williams, I guess. Yeah, it's like Pacheco or Jamison Williams. So that was the 2v2. I don't know what I prefer. I mean, knowing what we know, I probably should have gone Pacheco here. Like, Pacheco has like an 8th round ADP on this, so it would have been like a 1-round falling Pacheco, but I don't love Pacheco. And I don't feel super bad about it. This guy Wasowski's really good. He's a Hall of Famer, and he pretty much tried to do the same thing. He took Cooks, so I have Michael Thomas and Cooks in the same tier. He pushed the running backs, and he got A-Chain and just sniped. Pretty much, I have A-Chain a tier above, and he sniped us on him. But I don't think it killed our draft, per se. Like, we're going to have Jamal Williams as our RB2 for the first 3 weeks. We'll have time to work waivers, turn and burn, find something to start there. And in week 1, we have these receivers through our wide receiver spots, while JSN is kind of getting on the field and figuring out himself in the NFL. We have Elijah Moore, Michael Thomas as our, flex options, with JSN and Jaden Reed as kind of our late season upside rookie wide receiver. So I think it's a pretty strong team. Elite quarterback, elite tight end. RB2 is the only weak point, really, and that's just kind of the nature of what happens. Looking forward to the stacking video after the stream. Yes, sir. I'll probably drop it like as soon as we're done. All right, so we're about to be on the clock. And we have to take kicker? Yeah, we have to take kicker. I didn't think a ton about it. Is Detroit kicker available? Detroit kicker is available. Detroit kicker's available, but I kind of want to take Matt Gay. Is the Colts kicker around? What about Matt Gay, fellas? What do we think about that? He's a season-long hold for Subvert to Down. He is the 4th highest projected kicker in the first week. Could go with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a season-long hold as well. Prater in Arizona. So let's go. I'm going to go Matt Gay. I'm going to go Matt Gay. I don't know. I don't feel strongly about it. I could have gone Detroit. If Henry comes over the top and says that I should have gone Lions kicker for a free look in week 1, I think he's probably right, and I'm probably an idiot for not going with the Lions kicker there. You said I made the right call. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. I feel like you have to dance on the edge a little bit. Damn it, Henry said Detroit kicker for free look. God damn it, dude. I know that's what I should have done. Should I put in a waiver claim for Detroit kicker now? I'm open to it. Damn it. Should I put in the waiver for Lions kicker? I always get screwed over by that. I don't know. I never know when it's the play to go with the Lions kicker. Matt Gay is supposed to be good, but I do have concerns about Steichen being aggressive on 4th down and in the goal line or in the red zone. But Subverted Down seems to really like Matt Gay. And he has a Detroit kicker way down. He has a Detroit kicker as his last ranked kicker in week 1. That's pretty crazy. But what was I going to say? That's the final team. It is a. I hope we can look at this team. Oh yeah, don't read too much into the team name. Okay, so here's the team. It says full PPR, 6-point passing TD. Managed redraft league. You just set waivers. There's no trades. You just set lineups and make waivers. But this is the team. Fields, Josh Jacobs, Jamal Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Mark Andrews, JSN. Colts kicker, Bengals defense. Our running back stable is Elijah Mitchell, Deonta Foreman, Devin Singletary, Kendre Miller, Jeff Wilson, Deneric Prince, Malik Davis, and our wide receivers off the bench, Elijah Moore, Michael Thomas, Jaden Reed. I think we landed the plane well. 5th round Josh Jacobs is absurd. Like, that was a freaking crazy value. Justin Fields goes 5th round in these. Even though it's 6.1 passing TD, 6th round Fields felt great. JSN, like, I'm pretty stoked with this team, man. I don't think that this is amazing. Like, I'm not sure that this team is, like, perfect. But I think we did make the best of kind of, like, this, like, weird Jacobs falling, 0 RB. Like, I would call this a pretty true hero RB or 0 RB builds. So, yeah, this is a fun build. We're next to, like, a Hall of Famer here, and I think we did well. So I'm stoked. I think this is actually a really fun team. This is one of our better ones, I'd say. Yeah, 5th round Josh Jacobs, Brock. 5th round Josh Jacobs. And look at the running back. So this is 3rd round reversal, which means we took Drake London here, and we were like, you know what? Like, I keep on having to take Josh Jacobs. I'm going to take Drake London here and dare these guys to make me take Josh Jacobs. And they go Rashad White, Javonte Williams, James Cook, Alexander Madison, and then I just take Josh Jacobs there. Pretty insane, but hey, man. Everybody spends their $350 differently. Everybody, give me a grade on a letter scale from F to A+ with this team. What do we think? This is just normal tight ends. Grade F to A+. What do we think? Start through 8 was crazy. 9-10 we got screwed over by Wasowski here. But I still think it's all right. Again, we're going to have Josh Jacobs and Jamal Williams, who I think, like, Jacobs will be an RB1 in week 1. Jamal Williams will be a top 24 starting option the first 3 weeks. And that buys us time to have one of these guys pop off, find somebody off waivers. I actually really like this team. If I gave it a grade, I'd probably give it an A. Not an A+. I don't think it's perfect, but I'd probably say A. I like the team a lot. But it is like, I guess it's like it's an A+ for a 0 RB team, I think. Like, you're not going to, in week 1, you're not going to see a 0 RB team and be like, oh my God, that's an A+. I absolutely love it. But for a 0 RB team, I think it's A+. In the context of every team I've ever had, it's probably an A-, if that makes sense. I think for a 0 RB team, it's really, really strong. I'm getting C's in the chat. It's all good. B- if it wasn't full PPR, but B+ because it is full PPR. I'll take that. But we do have time here. It is Saturday, or it is Sunday. I don't have anything else going on. Do you guys want to hop into an underdog draft? We could do a little best ball mania if you guys want to. What are we thinking? I'm thinking best ball mania could be fun. Maybe I'll order Chipotle real quick. I'll order Chipotle real quick. What do we think? And by the time we're done drafting, my Chipotle will be here for me to snack on. I hate that I'm debating. The driving room closes at 9. I hate that I really might pull up at like 8 when we're done here and get some work in. I went to the driving range on Friday. I played 9 holes yesterday. Dude, pretty much the Kendrick Lamar song, bro. I've been going through something, bro. Like, I'm trying to be great at golf. I really don't know what it is. It's the masculine urge inside of me. But I just want to be great at golf. And I feel like I'm finally actually figuring it out. Like, I think I've been making the most consistent contact I've ever made, but I wasn't great out on 18 yesterday. But I think it was because I was really trying to kill the fucking ball, man. I got to let the club do the work. I got to slow things down. But I don't know. It's also late on a Sunday. We got work tomorrow morning. I don't know. I'm kind of talking. I'd say 50-50 that I go to the driving range after this. I don't know. All right. I'm ordering Chipotle. I imagine I didn't even look at the comments, but like I asked you guys to be nice about a BBM draft. But I imagine you guys want to see me draft an underdog. I imagine you guys do. I don't think any A's baked out. Dude, there's some A's in here. Come on, dude. We got Pesky in here. What do you mean, bro? We got some A's. We got A- from Brock. And those are my bulls for life, man. Let's get it. Yeah, we're saying. I knew you guys would want to fire up a BBM. Crack a beer? I don't know about that one. What did you shoot, dude? Dude. Brock, in terms of, like, what did I shoot, dude? Like, I went through, like, 12 balls on 9 holes, man. Like, I didn't even keep score. I think I had, like, we did 9 holes. I think I had, like, I had 1 or 2 where I kept the same golf ball the entire time, and that was a huge W. and I had one or two where I had like a true bogey, and that was a huge W. I will say there was one cool shot, bro, where there was this one that was like a par 4 where there was like the end of the fairway. There was like this like small little pond and then the green on the other side of it. And I had like an iron. And I'll be honest with you, I was just trying to get it over, but I ended up killing the ball, and it was just like a straight line stinger. And I hand to God, coolest golf shot I've ever made. I didn't do it on purpose though, so it's like less cool. But the ball, I swear on everything. My buddy was there with me, and he saw it. The ball skipped across the water twice, like once, skipped again, and then landed on the green. So it was really cool. But that was also probably like my fourth stroke on a par 4, getting it to the green, or like probably my fifth stroke on a par 4, sixth stroke maybe, getting it to the green. But it was really cool. But let's hop in one of these underdog drafts, huh? Why not? Yeah. I play with pretty cheap balls, but dude, I'm if I can just get the ball off the tee somewhere like where, if I can just get it in play, like not even on the fairway, if I can just get the ball off the tee and I can just like find that ball easily and hit it from the rough, even that's a win. If I can use the same ball the entire hole, that's a win. So like I'm not even at a spot yet where I'm really keeping score or anything. Like I don't think I would even really be cracking, like I wouldn't even be flirting with 100 right now. I don't think. Like it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough, but it's all good. We enjoy the process. It's my first season ever playing, which I think you guys already know. It's my first season ever playing golf, so I get there's going to be growing pains and I'm going to suck. But we're going to hop into one of these BBMs. As always, make sure you check out Underdog Fantasy. We have a link in the description. I'm going to put the link in the live chat right now. But make sure you check out Underdog Fantasy. We're going to be doing drafts every single day until kickoff. We're going to be doing a variety of BBMs and underdog drafts and high stakes drafts. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you use promo code RON on Underdog Fantasy. I'm putting a link in the live chat right now. But that gets you a deposit match up to $100. You can hop into these drafts with us all the time and have a lot of fun. Again, we're going to be drafting every single day. So if you want to hop in these drafts with me, boom. The link is right there. And the way that you can get into these drafts with me is you use promo code RON. You match your deposit up to $100. You get on Underdog Fantasy. And then when I click, right, not when I click enter, but when I click yes, that's when you want to get in here. So I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Wow, and this thing has 2. Okay, so it's already full. I don't know if any of you guys got in there, but I respect the effort from you boys. Let me know if any of you guys ended up getting in here. I'm always curious to know if any of you guys are in these drafts. I would say I feel like a bit of an asshole. I probably should have asked my brother if he wanted any Chipotle, but I'm on stream, and it kind of just is what it is, man. It kind of just is what it is. I don't know. We got super chat. You said, from the real G squared, what scenario would Brees be your first RB in a PPR? If in that last draft, if I went CeeDee Lamb, I went CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, I would take him late third. Like, if I went CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, and then he was there at, like, the 310, I'd probably take him there. Late third as my first running back, I'd be fine with. What kind of ball? I think it was like a bright orange nitro is what it was called. No, dude, it was so, dude, like, I had this big box, like, 15 balls, and, like, literally we played on, like, 9 holes, and, like, I ran through all of them. Like, not all of them, but almost all of them, like, ripped through all of the sleeves. Like, it was just a bad look. All right, so Jefferson, Chase, Tyreek go. I haven't been taking a lot of McCaffrey, and I do kind of want to mix him in here. Yeah, I've been missing out on a lot of McCaffrey. I like Kupp, but I do kind of think now with, like, the Kupp injury concerns, I know that he's not really. Actually, no, I was, like, talking myself into McCaffrey there. I'm taking Kupp. I just have to. You said you're a newbie playing in a course full of water, bro. You're asking for it? I think it was like, dude, it was only like 1 or 2 that had water on the course, but yeah. It wasn't the easiest course of all time. It was a really nice one, though, that my buddy wanted to go to. As a keeper, would you go Jefferson at the 112 or Mahomes at the 512? Probably Jefferson. Like, technically there's more value on Mahomes there, but probably Jefferson. 112 Jefferson's pretty crazy. Like, you could theoretically pair Jefferson with, like, somebody that you get here. That's pretty sweet. Because I imagine if it's at the 112, you're picking at the 201. I think you got to do that. Are you in Florida? No, I'm in Jersey. Jersey, my boy. Always keep your eye on the ball. I try to. People don't shoot under 100 when they start golf. Oh, you're all good. I don't know. Like, I don't know what, like, I don't know, like, what, if you kept score, what, like, if I theoretically kept score, what would be the aim? Like 120? I don't know. But yeah, I never keep score. I just sort of keep track of, like, oh, okay, that was a bogey. Anything past, like, we're talking like triple bogey. I don't even know what they call them once you're like 3 strokes over, but I'm talking all of that, man. Hey, we got an A from Umar, a late A. I have to imagine that Umar, like, just caught up, or he's been watching from, he's been watching the high stakes stream, and he's behind a lot of us, or behind the live feed. AJ Brown and McCaffrey, yeah, very interesting. But I imagine he's doing that trying to set up a Jalen Hurts stack, but I still wouldn't do it either. Like, I agree that that's crazy. Wow, so we have a pretty running back hungry room here. We had Eckler, Kelsey, Bijan. Nick Chubb at 10 is pretty crazy. Chubb, Saquon up top there. We got a Kelsey to Mahomes stack. Devontae Adams goes. Tony Pollard off the board. Time to talk real ball. John Michael Schmitz had 0 pressures allowed. Get those Saquon shares up. You see the center for the Cardinals? Brandon Thorne tweeted out his tape, and my God, I don't watch the trenches. Brock, if you follow Brandon Thorne, he's the established run offensive line guy. You got to see this this Cardinals center, dude. He came out on like a screen, laid out a DB, which is like, okay, whatever. He has like 120 pounds on a DB, but he lifts this from a center spot. He lifts this dude up and dumps him in pass pro. Like, it was pretty wild. We're just going to go Olave here. I just have Olave as my highest ranked player. I'm fine with that. Never seen Brown that early. Yeah, you see people do that to try and force, like, yeah, so he goes Jalen Hurts here. Like, that was the whole idea. But the thing is that if you're going to take Jalen Hurts in the second round, if you're fine taking Jalen Hurts in the second round, you might as well just take A.J. Brown around here. But, I don't know. To each their own, I guess. I wouldn't quite do that. Said under 120, but ideally under 110. Yeah, I don't know. I'll eventually start to keep score. I just don't know that I'm there yet. Yeah, Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown is wild. We did start that. We had that same start in our last high stakes draft, though, which was pretty sweet. I've been golfing about a year. Significant improvement. I still shoot over 100 probably 40% of the time. Dude, shooting under 100 60% of the time sounds like sounds amazing to me, to be honest. $120 is really disheartening to look at on a scorecard. Oh, we're going to go, dude, JT? Third round JT, fellas. This is a nice start. This is a nice start. I'll scoop up third round JT all day, man. Cup's injury scares me. He's been, like, practicing and looking all right, but I think it's fine to be a little bit spooked by it. Look up Golf Sidekick on YouTube. He's got some good stuff for starting out. All about keeping ball in play and not aiming for pars. Just easy play. Good for starting mentality. I'll have to check it out. I've been watching a lot of... I love this guy, Thomas Agudo. I do just love his whole vibe. He's like a Bob Ross type of guy, I think. Brock, how do we feel about that JT pick, man? 304 JT. That's why you pass on McCaffrey there. Like, maybe McCaffrey in a vacuum over Cup, but we just got to stack 2 pretty sick wide receivers with a running back that shouldn't be available this late. And it's a BBM, dude. So there's so many teams that probably took JT at, like, the one time. Like, JT opened in this range, slid, and then held down, and now I get him here. And now I have so much leverage on those early Best Ball Mania teams that were drafting at the 1-2 turn. So I'm pretty hyped about it. Brock, you already said let's go. My bad for gassing you up. Yeah, Bijan Adams is a cool start as well. I'll give you that. Raymond the Colts left tackle had a 87 offensive grade, second year left tackle. I saw that Raymond sucked bad. What was I trying to say? Raymond sucked bad early on, but I heard he had like a great second half of the year. You said you're bullish on Gino? I like Gino as well. You don't trust JT? Even if you don't, third round in a big tournament like this on Underdog, it just has to happen. Oh, I hit you on Twitter about Sakuto? Yeah, dude, he's so good. I had seen him prior to that, Matt. I had seen him in my like not For You page, but my YouTube shorts, and I just didn't know who this guy was, but I figured he would be somebody that would get mentioned, if that makes sense. I did a 10-man draft. It's happy PPR, but I started with Chase, AJ Brown, and St. Brown. My goodness. No, dude. You did just fine there, my guy. You did just fine there. Can't see 120 on the scorecard when you throw it in the trash after hole 10. This is true. This is true. But like I said, I'm not even good enough to keep track. I'm not even at that spot yet. I guess I'm curious too. Would you guys like is it like whack of me not to keep score at this point? I just feel like I'm so bad I don't need to put like 130 on a scorecard, you know? Like I'm just trying to make good contact and keep the ball in play. I think we'll go McLaurin here if given the opportunity to. Damn, and he goes, huh? Burrow, Fields, Hopkins. I don't take a lot of Hopkins. Freaking, I hate taking Hopkins, man. I guess we'll take Hopkins. I'm not crazy about it, but he just made sense there, I think. Amon-Ra, AJ Brown in full PPR. I'll take Amon-Ra, St. Brown in full PPR. It's close. Raymond finished strong end of the year, second highest PFF grade among rookie tackle or OTs. I think the Colts are a good running guard, right guard away. I don't know why I can't read, but yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't keep score yet. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that it makes sense too. Yeah, exactly. I don't even want to know. Like, I don't even want to know what the score is. Are you going to drop other draft strategies other than 0 RB and hero RB? Yeah, we will have or actually, we did double hero RB, but we're doing singular hero RB this week. And then another strategy video just kind of going through, like, I get a lot of questions saying, like, hey, Ron, from the 2 spot in a 10-man league, would you do double hero RB here? And it's like, I wouldn't force it. The people really, they see my strategy videos, they really like it, and they want to sort of, like, use it. And I know that that's the point, but the point is to have a bunch of strategies in your inventory so that you can, you know, just take the best value on the board in the early rounds and then just sort of funnel it down some of these strategies. So I want to sort of show that. I want to also sort of show how you can bend the rules a little bit with some of the strategies, make like a modified double hero or a modified 0. Like the team that won like $1 million on the FFPC last year, we're going to go naked Justin Fields here. 5th round Justin Fields. It's probably too late for him to be available. Why not? But yeah, so I want to make that video too where I just say, like, I could sort of go through I like all of my strategies. I just kind of take into drafts with me and I don't really force anything. Keep score, but don't count drops. Huh. DJ Moore and Fields. I would have liked to do DJ Moore than Fields, but DJ Moore's ADP is on the up and up. Am I crazy to do 0 RB and ESPN PPR? Depends on how many wide receivers and flex spots you can use. Sorry, bro, I had to talk trenches at some point. Yeah, dude. I don't mind trenches talk. Brock, though, dude, I'm starting to get really excited about this Jets D-line, dude. The Jets D-line, I don't know how familiar you are with kind of like the fringy guys the Jets have, but the Jets are going to start Quinnen Williams, like Al Woods in the middle, with Lawson and Franklin Myers on the outside. And then in terms of like the amount of rotational pieces, like, and Saleh rotates his defenders, and it's annoyed me in the past because we haven't had a lot of depth. But now we're going to have fresh pass rushers at all times around Quinnen Williams. Like off the edge, You can kick some of these guys in as well. But we're going to have pass rushes, like on passing downs, on like a third down situation. We can bring in a lot of dudes to rush the passer. Like we have JFM, Lawson, Quinnen Williams, and on top of that you have Bryce Huff, and you have Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. We have 2 first-round edge rushers that we drafted the last 2 draft classes that are going to be like fresh, coming in, pinning their ears back on passing downs. Will McDonald has looked great. Jermaine Johnson's looked great. Bryce Huff is even somebody that's like a great pass rusher in his rotational role. Like, again, Q, Lawson, JFM, Will McDonald, Bryce Huff, Michael Clemens, Jermaine Johnson. Like, the Jets are like 7 or 8 deep of like dogs that can get to the passer, man. Yeah, you said Will McDonald has a fucking insane spin move. Dude, I saw Jermaine Johnson whipped it out yesterday, too. Oh, pause. Whoa. Let me chill with all that. Getting too excited about the D-line. The guy at 2 was not smart picking Burrow before the guy at 1. Yeah, I agree. He already had Allen at that point. Try to get Lawrence, too. Why would I get Lawrence? I don't know if you're talking to me. Ron, do you think Swift becomes the featured back in Philly if he stays healthy, trying to figure out how he went from Dynasty RB3 to now not being able to easily leap guys like Gainwell and Scott? Well, I don't think he's behind Gainwell and Scott. I'll say that. I don't know if he becomes a featured back, but I think he's a good chance to. Just to have a top 3 D-line reminds me of the 49ers. Yeah, exactly. Like, when they had them rotating in, like, did they have freaking, I don't know, when they had, like, Armstead and, like, did they have D. Ford, Buckner, Bosa, not Frank Clark. They had a lot of dudes, too. All right, so not Trevor Lawrence, maybe Dobbins. All right, we're going to take Waller here. I went Waller over Pitts. I have so much Pitts that I'm fine taking Waller over Pitts there, just to sort of mix some things up. And he's on the other side of our Cooper Kupp Week 17 correlation, in case anybody out there was keeping track. Said all your D-line is missing is elite edge. Yeah. But he did a Will McDonald like spin move yesterday too. Dude, the Jets like rushed like 3, and I know it's preseason, but they rushed 3 where like they had a 4-man front. One of them dropped back into coverage, and the other was like a spy, and they just had 2 guys off the edge, and they still got a sack on the play. Like, the D-line's going to be fresh. It's going to be really fun. They're going to get after the QB. Really, the only weaknesses of this defense is the inside. The linebackers are questionable, and so are the safeties, but definitely threw some pieces at them. I do like Quincy Williams and Mosley, but they're not the best in pass coverage. When should we target QBs in 4-point TD leagues? It really just depends. I would be taking Allen Hurts and Mahomes in the 3rd. This is actually a 4-point passing TD league on Underdog, and like this is roughly where I kind of have them. Like I would take Burrow. I'd probably take Burrow in the 5th, Herbert and Fields in the 5th. What's the status of Garrett Wilson's ankle, and how does Brees look? I can't say I've been to Jets practice. Actually, my buddy, so we went out for his birthday last night. He said that one of the birthday presents he got is he got tickets, or one singular ticket to go to Jets practice on like Wednesday or something. So maybe he'll get some boots on the ground info for us. Tough to pass on Trevor Lawrence here, but we have to. Let's take Dobbins here. Like, usually I would probably hammer wide receiver, but 7th round Dobbins I can't pass up on. Like, we are definitely weak at wide receiver. Like, we don't even have wide receivers through the flex at this point, but I think we'll be able to make up for it in the next round. I do. Think it's worth to grab Hurts or Allen and miss on a depth piece. If they're not going to do it until round 5, man, like, yeah, dude, I would push it. Maybe wait for the first QB to go, and then after that happens, you take one. I don't know. Ron, you've been watching Hard Knocks? Yeah. I saw the first episode. It was great. I was gonna ask too, the golf guys in the chat, like, is going to the range actually a good way to get better? Like, in my head, yes, but I do wonder if I'm like wasting time when I should be doing 9 holes instead. But I feel like the range is a good way to get your shot down. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm just curious what you guys did when you were starting out to get better. So they had last year rotational Omenihu, Drake Jackson, Ibukum. Yeah, exactly. Like, they rotate them super fresh, all of that. New Jersey Jets, baby, yes, sir. Yeah, exactly. Like, I just love how deep we are. It's funny you had to get tickets to practice. It didn't used to be like that for the Jets, especially during the dry period we were in, dude. But now it's freaking now the hype is so high on the Jets that, like, practice is expensive. Everything's expensive. Everything's a big thing. And you're just boys to stop killing Bryce Young, though. I did see a clip on TikTok that was pretty funny about, like, Bryce Young's, like, pocket presence is, like, very composed. Like, like, pretty much the joke on TikTok was, like, that he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, he would just sit in the pocket, not have a lot of urgency. DJ Moore, Judy, Ridley. I would go Ridley, Judy, Moore. More reps. People saying going to the range. Okay, bet. That's what I thought. You said find the cheap par 3 course. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I'm not gonna go to the range like daily, but like once a week. I try to get to the range like once a week, if that, to be honest. Maybe once every like 10 days or something. But I'm still I still don't feel like my swing is where I want it to be at all. I'm trying to get better at tucking my right elbow in. Trying to get better at involving my hips. Let's go Bateman here. We already kind of have some Ravens going on. So just got done golfing right now. Yeah, I feel it. Will Deshaun Watson, will he boom? I'm not sure. I like his upside. Why is it Godwin so low this year? I don't understand how he's being taken after guys like JSN and Ayuk. His offense is just projected to be way worse than those guys is really what it comes down to. Especially in half PPR. You want touchdowns. Would you trade Cup for JT and Gibbs in a 12-man? I don't know. I don't think I would. I think I would probably sit tight. But I think it's really close. Watson Amari stack. Why are people like? You're saying this guy get an Amari? Oh, I don't know what's going on. Bryce Young has never rattled me. Something I love about him. He's got a bit of that Joe Burrow cool to him. Yeah, 100%. I will say I saw some clips of Richardson yesterday too. Like, of course, these are clips on TikTok, so it's like take them with a grain of salt for sure. But I was impressed. Like he threw that one pick, but I did like he looked like what we saw from him in college, where he's just like very poised in the pocket, not taking sacks. And I love too. Like, I know it got him in trouble where he tried to like kind of throw off his back foot. Like, again, it's preseason. Like, who cares, man? Man, Dalvin Cook has been tougher and tougher to push the button on. But we're gonna go Dalvin Cook. I think ninth, like early ninth, is probably too. Man, is it getting tough to push the button on Dalvin Cook? We're gonna take J-Mo here, actually. I'm starting to come around on J-Mo. We're not weak at wide receiver, but like a little bit weak at wide receiver. I'd like to have more than what we have right now. So I'm fine taking Jameson Williams to kind of load up the back end. But I was happy with what Richardson did yesterday. Like the thing that I love about him too is he just like flick of the wrist and he can launch the ball like 20 yards. Kind of like Lamar Jackson in a way. He doesn't have to like load up or anything, and that gets him in trouble sometimes because he'll be in the pocket, he'll evade something, and then just like flick of the wrist and he'll overshoot it. But something about that I like. Taking Mahomes 101, which this is a super flex PPR double flex redraft. Holy, that's a. Who you take at the 2-3 turn between Chubb, Amon-Ra, and Adams? I probably prefer the 2 wide receivers. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, the sack evasion is crazy. Like, and that's why we loved him too. It's just like, I love Fields, and like he was my guy coming out, but like since college he's been taking bad sacks. Like it's a like people can cite their completion percentage stuff all they want, dude. But if you're Richardson's size, dude, and you can just not get sacked and almost have that like big like remember prime Big Ben and like a little bit of Cam Newton too in his prime where it was just like impossible to sack him and you can just buy all this time and figure things out. Like the upside is crazy. And the completion percentage in one single year of starting in SEC football doesn't bother me either. There's a lot of quarterbacks that weren't even starters at that point. Joe Burrow, at that point in his career, when Anthony Richardson was a starter, Joe Burrow was like carrying water bottles at Ohio State. And Cam Newton was like a backup at Florida. Like, I don't know. I think it's wrong to just cite completion percentage in his first year starting in the SEC and be like, nope, he's bad. And it's like, who was he throwing to? I can't name. Usually, I can name even like with like Van Jefferson back in the day and like those type of guys. And Florida had nobody, man. No, like I can anybody name a wide receiver from Florida or tight end that's like in the draft process these next 2 years? Like I can't. Outside of the running back, like Trevor Etienne's the only guy that I know. Like, he didn't have a good supporting cast. So that was a bad Florida team. New coach, too. Right? Because I believe they fired I might be talking my ass here, but I thought they fired Mullins or something, and then they hired the guy from Louisiana Lafayette. I think. College isn't my strong suit, so take that with a grain of salt. But I'm just thinking out loud here. Man, I don't like the wide receivers on the board whatsoever. McKinnon, Damian Harris. Wow, this is late for Damian Harris has been slipping. I guess this is going to be Pirine. 10th round Pirine. I don't really love Pirine, but I think that it made sense there. What do you think of the aspects of fantasy football that you most enjoy? This is going to sound pretty sappy, David, man, but it really just is. Like, my favorite part about fantasy football is just bringing people together, man. Like, it sounds corny, dude. I love my boys from high school, like from my hometown. Those are my dogs, but like, you know, there's like and those are my close guys, and we'll go 3 months without talking and stuff. It is just really nice, and I hope you guys feel the same way with like your home leagues. Like, there is something like this is gonna sound real corny, but there is something like sacred and nostalgic about a home league with all of your hometown buddies from like high school and stuff. Just all being in something, involved in something, even just having that avenue to like, you know, shit talk your buddy over text. I just think it's really important, especially, again, I don't want to get corny or like very sad here, but like, you know, I think young men, some can get lonely or like down or depressed, and I think it is nice to, one, have an escape, and two, have a reason to talk to each other, man. You know, sending trade requests to your buddies, just keeping everybody in the loop. Like, it does feel like I have some buddies in that home league that I feel like I talk to much more during the season because there's trades and there's things going on in the league and it's a lot of fun. Like, you know, that's, to me, that's the part I enjoy most is having a reason to keep up and keep in touch and keep up with my buddies and kind of, you know, talk shit about the league and joke around and that kind of stuff. Let's take Mooney. We'll stack Mooney to Fields. Why not? Not corny, bro. Late to that heavy? Yeah, dude. I think, like, it's the best, dude. Like, the home league with your boys, your buddies, like, it's the best, dude. And, like, on top of that, like, I'll have, like, a match with my buddy. Like, this couch here, like you guys don't, like I say, welcome back to the basement. Like you guys are my boys. Like, I have them in here. We'll watch, like, Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. we'll be playing against each other. Like, it's just fun to hang out with the fellas, and just like that really what it is to me is just bringing everybody together. Like, I saw Jacob Sanderson went on Pete Overzet's like Best Ball After Dark, and they were talking about how, like, you know, Jacob, one of the reasons, and it's not just because of this, like, it's also because he's a brilliant guy and is probably better used in the law area. But like, essentially what he was saying is he feels like he can impact more lives doing law in Canada than he could with like dumb fantasy football. And I think that that's true, but I think it's underselling what fantasy football does. Like, it brings people together, it brings friendships together, it brings communities together, like all of us in the chat, you know what I mean? Like, it is bigger. It is bigger than just like I don't know. The lens I look at it from isn't like, you know, it's like, oh, it's a fictional game that like doesn't mean anything in the long run. I think it's more about kind of like what it does, brings people together, things to watch, things to keep up on, you check in on your friends, like it's just one of those things. You said you 100% believe the hardest thing to get better at is dealing with pressure as a QB. Yeah, I agree. And Richardson and Bryce Young are both some of the best guys at doing that. You're saying Justin Shorter's bad? I heard he was like a crazy high school recruit. This trains that QJ played into the third of a preseason game? Not really. My boys do a golf outing every year before the draft. Previous year's last place wears a skirt at the outing. Exactly. And that's the best, man. I imagine you guys were having so much fun, bro. I imagine you guys are having so much fun, like all of that. Like bringing it together for the draft party, for, you know, watching games. Like, it's dope. It's one of the last things that really keeps everybody connected in my eyes. There's dudes in my home league I know that wouldn't really speak if they weren't in the home league together. Just because, you know, life happens, people move, things happen. And I'm still lucky enough that, like, I'm 22. So, like, most people are, like, college, like, still living with their parents in this area. Like, but as you get older, things only drift far and further apart. It sounds whack, but, like, you know, you drift further and further apart as you get older. And I do really feel like that core home league of your buddies from either, like, college or high school is a great way to kind of glue it together, even as things sort of drift out and drift apart. All right, I think we're going to take Elijah Mitchell here if we can. If we can, I would like to. Elijah Mitchell. I'm trying to think of like what we're doing here. It's probably going to be like probably a 2.592 build. Could go Rondale. Let's actually go. We're going to go Mingo. Been taking more Mingo. 12th round Mingo's a little steep, but I'm fine with it. Watching Thanksgiving games with friends while playing fantasy, yeah, I agree. Said fantasy makes you talk to dudes from your hometown you never would have talked to. I agree. Yeah, most people. I think that that's not that crazy. Like that, I would be sad if my home league disbanded. It's definitely a risk every year, but it doesn't shock me. Yeah, exactly. That's how I see it too, man. That's how I see it too. Yeah, I was looking at Dolchich. The Dolchich, I'll be honest, I don't really buy into a lot of the preseason stuff, but the Dolchich usage from that preseason game, no bueno. No bueno. Behind Adam Troutman, I don't know if he's going to get enough run at this point. I don't know if he's going to run enough routes. If Rondo makes it here, we probably take Rondale, and that's probably like our last wide receiver, but I'm not sure yet. All right. So I'm thinking like 2.582 or 2.592, but I'm not sure yet. Could go 2.682 as well. We got options. You have owners who were little kids when their dad became an owner. That is hilarious. You said, I honestly have a guy who I was his best man at his wedding the other week. We do 90% of our talking during fantasy season. And that's just kind of how it is, man. Like, people just are busy. They have lives. Like, in football and fantasy football, it just brings people together. I think it's the best. Like Elijah Moore over Kadarius Toney. I think Kadarius Toney versus Jameson's a coin flip, but I have Elijah Moore firmly over both. Said you all cheer together on Saturday and then talk shit each other for fantasy on Sunday. Group chat is more dead the rest of the year. Exactly. When would you take Kelsey in a PPR draft? Probably around like the 9 spot. Do you think it's ready to take Gibbs over Etienne or Najee in lineup? No. I have him over both, to be honest. I have him over both. Talk that Rondell might get dealt. I saw people were concerned too. Michael Wilson's out there in 2 wide receiver sets to Rondell just being the main slot. And that's kind of what I was assuming. Like, I don't know that Rondell is ever going to play in 2 wide receiver sets. And again, like, I think the Cardinals are going to be behind in a lot of games and run a lot of 11 personnel. So I'm not super concerned, but it's worth noting. If he got traded, I would kind of like that. I just kind of like betting on him as a talent. He's looked good in spurts. Any reason for moving Fields behind Burrow and Herbert in your ranks? I just think if you're going to take a quarterback in the 5th round, like, you probably just want more stability there. And even though Burrow and Herbert don't have like crazy rushing upside, their passing is enough that you probably just prefer the floor there. And there's more stacking options. They just feel comfier to me in the 5th round. The floor on Justin Fields is pretty rough. And if I'm drafting an elite QB, I would like to have an elite QB. But I'm taking sort of all 3. Said your Xbox just turned on randomly? You have the 5th pick and you're considering Kelsey? Just hopping in, what contest is this? This is a BBM draft. I think my Chipotle is almost here. I'm getting very hungry. I'm also debating in my head if I'm actually going to go to the driving range here. I'll be honest, it's a bit of a stretch. I mean, the driving range closes at 9. It's 7:20 Eastern right now. I'd have to get off stream, eat. Really the biggest issue is that I have to post a video, but I might just post a video when I get back from the driving range and just go for like an hour. Not quite sure what I want to do just yet. Not quite sure. Smarter man would probably just stay home and not go. Man, so Kendra Miller's going to fall this far, but I'm going to have to take him. I'm going to be the one that stops the Kendra Miller slide. Took him in the 14th in the last draft, in the last draft we did. We're taking him in the 14th here. Maybe we get burned, but I'm fine buying a discount on the day of the injury while we have as little details as possible, because the price could just rebound back to 12th round if it comes out that he's fine. I like taking Fields and mixing him in with Cousins and Dak. Yeah, I like that as well. Just kind of get a little floor play. I guess it's really just for managed leagues when, like, you can't really mix in that floor or anything. What was I trying to say? But yeah, in like a home league, you probably aren't mixing him in with Cousins and Dak, which is the issue. Played golf today, best decision of the day. All right, say less. What's the best fantasy football to join $500 buy-in? I would recommend NFC or FFPC at the $350 price point. What about the floor play? Oh, because it kind of sounds like foreplay. I don't know if that's the joke you're making, but I'm actually not familiar with foreplay. Let's go. I think we're going to go Jaden Reed. 9th wide receiver, though. That really locks us in. I'm going to chill on that, actually. I've been seeing people have been really liking Tyjae Spears, but I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson. We have some Baltimore stuff going on. So Chicago, we could use an Atlanta bringback. An Atlanta bringback would be cool. But we don't really have any, like, I think this is going to be a 2-6-8-2 build. I'm not sure just yet. Chicago, Carolina, Arizona. So we have outs to Young. That pick there probably should have been Young, but we're trying to see if we can push him a little bit. Rams, nope. He's gone. Carr is gone. I've been really sleeping on figuring out what the hell I'm trying to do on the back half of this roster. Giants. Okay, so we are in a weird spot. Fellas, what do we think? Like, is Bryce Young and Justin Fields enough? Is that enough? I lean yes, but I think it's cutting it pretty close. Going Young and Fields. Fields is above Herbert in best ball and below Herbert in managed leagues. Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably how I would run it as well. Do we think Bryce Young could be a fine QB2 and we wouldn't need to take a third quarterback there? I lean yes that we could take Young next to Fields and be fine with 2, but it's close. Are lights still on for Burks? What's a realistic ceiling comp to look for him in Dynasty? Dude, the lights are still on. I think like the absolute ceiling scenarios for Treylon Burks look like. Let me pull up his sophomore comps right now. So on the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart, there is you get access to my redraft rankings and everything, but you also get access to like my prospect models, my sophomore comps. So I have sophomore comps for Treylon Burks. His upside comps are DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Crabtree, Kenny Britt, Devonta Smith, DJ Moore. So he has pretty good upside comps, man. Like what he did in year 1 wasn't terrible. It was fine enough. Guys take year 2 jumps all the time. Like Treylon Burks still has pretty high upside. Like, and I think those are good comps too. Like Hopkins, Crabtree as like big physical wide receivers. But he does have a lot more like yard of the catch, gadgety type juice. Like he's somewhere between like AJ Brown and like your Crabtree Hopkins archetypes. Now, of course, he's not the same talent. I'm talking just archetype play style. I'm not sure. I think 4 players in we are shooting for ceiling with Fields. Yeah. You said huge year for Burks. I could see him being irrelevant, or I could see him exploding and being the wide receiver 1 easily in Tennessee. Yeah. He's somebody I loved in the pre-draft process. Please don't do it. Oh, thank God. All right, so we played with fire. We got Young to come back to us. I can't tell if my running backs and wide receivers are good enough. I feel like maybe I should take another running back. Taylor, Dobbins, Samaje Perine, Kendra Miller, Jeff Wilson. I think wide receiver we're fine at. I think we're gonna go 3-5-8-2. I think that's the play. I do want to star Hayden Hurst for my Bryce Young stuff. And then I want Jaguars or Atlanta as a Week 17 correlation play. Dude, I think JaMychal Hasty was getting legit snaps yesterday, dude. In best ball, JaMychal Hasty, I think, is a fine 18th round pick. I've been messing around with it in my head of, like, is this viable? Is it not? I think it is, man. I do think it is. And we also need Jaguars, Carolina, Bears. I don't really want to take any of those wide receivers. Falcons is really the only other stuff we need. So Cordero Patterson. Okay, so we have what we need here. Keep drafting Cordero Patterson. He didn't list a slot wide receiver in the depth chart. I think he may be out there with Bijan a ton. I do agree. You said no way I take a third QB. I think you're right. When do Patreon rankings drop? This week's update. So usually I do an update every Sunday, but this week I brought them out early. So I did an update on Friday. Like, they're all fresh, good to go on the Patreon, fully updated. What do you think about 3 wide receiver, 1 flexible PPR, 0 RB strat, aiming for James Cook, H-Chain, Charbonnet, Bigsby, and Rochon, then just seeing who hits? Yeah, I think that's probably that's viable. I wouldn't force it, but if you get to a spot in the draft room where you take the best player and it kind of forces you down that path, I think it works. Wow, so we got cleaned out, dude. Patterson and Hayden Hurst go there? What the hell, dude? So this pick has to just be a tight end. I guess we'll just go Tyler Conklin as just like a random, like non-correlated tight end there. I think like it makes sense. I don't like that it makes sense, but it does. You said this Jags backfield may be a true 3 running back committee, which is disgusting. Yeah, I think you're right. But in best ball, I think they are all viable. But yeah, it's going to be tough because I think that they do like JaMychal Hasty in passing downs. Bigsby will mix in. I still like betting on the upside and the talent of Travis Etienne, especially if he's going to he's only going to get cheaper. It seems like he's going to be I'll take Etienne at the 4-5 turn. I think I'm fine with that, but it's definitely getting murky. But again, in that dead zone running backs video, we want to target the ambiguous backfields that are crowded because running backs get hurt, running backs emerge. I think both Tank Bigsby and Etienne are good picks. They're both young upside players in a good offense. I prefer those profiles, like an Etienne profile, over your volume play of a Najee Harris or a Joe Mixon in that area. You hit me with the you should work out 3 times a week, Ron? Why did you just hit me with that? We weren't even talking about working out. That's so mean of you to say. Here's the thing. I mean, it's August, and we're going crazy in August, and I'm trying to get my golf game locked in. But I was working out pretty heavy. I was working out like 4 or 5 days a week in the spring, lifting weights, going pretty hard. Oh, okay. You're referring to the last video? I'm just playing. I'm just messing around, but that was a mean comment out of nowhere. You're saying your Silver Tree last update you see is from August 7th. Is it in the original spreadsheet? I posted a new one on Patreon. Let me see if this is an issue. I don't think it's an issue on my end. I imagine you're looking at the old sheet, maybe? If not, we'll have to fix that. We're going to go JaMychal Hasty here. I kind of just want to mess around with that. Let's see. I hope that update was live for everybody. No, you're right. Wow, this is bad. I didn't know that was the case. So I put it on. I put the rankings update. On. How is it not live? I could have sworn I posted that. I definitely posted it on Discord. Man, that happens sometimes. I sound soft as fuck responding to that comment. I was just messing around, man. I was just messing around. I wasn't like seriously butthurt or anything. And I also don't care if you think I'm soft. Like, I'm a fantasy football YouTuber for a living. Like that inherently makes me a pussy, to be honest with you. Damn. So I posted the rankings update on the Discord, but not on the Patreon, huh? But I even had notes. Did it go in the drafts? That sucks. That happens sometimes where I wanted to make a post, but damn it. You're right. I don't know where I must have posted it then. Actually, you just sound soft as fuck. You're the tough guy in my stream. Trying to big man me. Trying to bulldog me in my own stream. It's like, bro. You must be the toughest guy of all time. You must go to the gym 6 days a week. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna put this. I feel so bad. I've had this rankings update's been live since Friday. I really hope that nobody in the Patreon, I mean, I imagine somebody did. I hope that nobody in the Patreon had like a big draft coming up and they couldn't use them. Damn, like that sucks. All right. August 11th. Rankings update. Damn it. That's not good. All right, and then any of you guys that are on the Patreon, I'm going to post it, and then let me know if you get an email. All right. All right, so I just posted it. Let me know if you got that. If you got anything for that post. Make sure that it's posted. Man, that sucks. But whatever. Yeah, tough guy. Big tough guy. What part of NJ? The range is key. I am in Morris County, central northern type of Jersey. But okay, so our final team. We'll look at the final team, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta eat. Probably hit the range. Let's see. Completed. So that was BBM number 94. All right, so you got it. Okay, sweet. Damn it, that sucks, dude. Sucks so bad. Thank you for letting me know, though. That's like a huge save, but it sucks. A pixelated hippo chomps on a 1-up. I appreciate the super chat. But okay, so we go Fields Young, 2682 build. Fields Young, JT in the third round, Dobbins, P. Ryan, Kendre Miller, Jeff Wilson, JaMychal Hasty, Cooper Kupp, Chris Olave, DeAndre Hopkins, Rashad Bateman, Jamison Williams, Darnell Mooney, Jonathan Mingo, Rondell Moore, Darren Waller, Tyler Conklin. We have Fields stacked to Mooney. Sadly, no Atlanta bringback. We have Young stacked to Mingo with a Jaguars Week 17 bringback. The team, it's not the most beautiful one that I've ever seen, but we're here. I'm in a 6-man. Should I go hero RB or no RB? Doesn't really. In a 6-man, you can kind of do whatever you want, but probably you want in a 6-man, you want all of your positions to be as stacked as possible. So if you join Patreon, does it renew beginning month or middle of the month? Just renews. It renews just whatever day of the month you bought the Patreon subscription. Like I set it up so that it's that day every month. Ron, do your hometown league mates watch your videos for information? Some of them do. I had some guy accuse me of I had some guy in like my comments say like I mentioned that my home league guys sometimes watch the videos, and he thinks that I'm like putting out misinformation to take them off my scent. Like, brother, in the most humble way possible, my home league is a $50 buy-in. The draft we did at the beginning of the stream was $350, and I did like 15 of those. Like, the ROI of my home league isn't strong enough to justify me giving you guys bad takes on purpose to throw my home league guys off the scent for a $50 buy-in league. You know what I mean? Like, I love fantasy football. I love beating my friends, but I don't love it that much that I would like give you guys bad info in case if my league mates were watching this. Like, it was like one of the funniest comments I've ever seen. But I do appreciate all you guys coming out here. Again, if you are new to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code RON. They will match your deposit up to $100. We have a link in the description, live chat, comment section down below. This was a great stream. We'll be streaming every single day until kickoff. I am August. It's August. I am Mr. August. I appreciate you guys coming out, and I will see you guys in the next one.